Everybody, and welcome to Tombs of Scoria. Our players are on the far distant continent of Solemn, in the destroyed Elven Woods, looking for the Dragon Knights, who have the 4 dragon-slaying weapons. But before we figure out what's happening with them, let's go around the table and check in with our players. Mr. Nicholas.
Hello there. It's been a pretty good week, actually. We did the new D&D campaign, first session 0 with Pokemon Challenges and Tatum McWhiskey and me and Moon, which was a lot of fun. I got partnered on Twitch, which is pretty exciting.
Congrats.
Thank you. I mean, that's it. That's enough news. I mean, what else? What do you want from me, Neal? That's enough, right?
Yeah, I just want to know what's going on in your life. You know, I just want to feel like I'm connected to you in some way as an individual or a person. You know, some sense of camaraderie, friendship.
Sure. Yeah.
But I've gotten my fill of you, and I'm done for now. MrMouton, buddy, friend.
Nothing too much been going on. Been playing a new scary game, Resident Evil 8. It's been pretty scary. Not as scary as the last one, so I've been enjoying that, and I have fallen in love with Terraria. So
Nice.
Is there another big piece of news?
I got vaccinated, but
Everybody
knew that one.
Well, it's good news. Well done. All right. Last but certainly not least, Mr. Steven, what's up?
I'm just chilling. Same old, not much. Talking a little bit of Israel. You know, chilling, watching stuff happening. Yeah.
It's very exciting. Wow. Okay. Good. Now that we know what everyone's been up to, let's figure out where we are. You guys had just fought this giant burning golem that was stalking through the ruined elven forest, and then you bedded down for the night.
Yeah.
We fucked that golem up.
Yeah, we fucked him up.
Well,
I didn't.
Well,
I shot him with an arrow that didn't do anything. But you
Any
guys
successful fight we have, you do nothing. So
True.
it's good. It's good.
It's okay. One of these days. But do you know what? When we're level 18, then you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
Then you'll see. They'll all see.
Okay.
Does the night go smoothly? Can I get? I don't think I need spells, but
Spells. I do them.
you've given me your Shield of Rohana,
yes.
and I also somehow have. Did we figure out how a dragon armor fits in my bag of holding, or?
Easily.
The bag of holding is a 2x4 bag, so I think you can stretch it wide enough to fit the armor inside.
Okay.
You can fit a body with dragon armor. You can fit the armor. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah, probably would. Makes sense to me.
All right, so the plan is for us to fly and everyone be invisible, right?
Yes. You all have unfailing endurance. I would have. I think I cast it yesterday. That's why I have no 4th level spell slots right now. Does the night go by easily, Koibu?
The night goes by without problem. No molestation happening.
Let's ask 1 divination or 2 divination questions about the journey. Maybe they can help us because it's supposed to be a little bit scary. I'll just ask it kind of this way. Will we do well if we venture through the shortcut through the marsh?
Okay. And there is a % chance to get that back, right?
Correct. I think it's I think I have an 85% chance. 60% chance base, 1% chance for each experience level of the priest, and then I'm gonna cast whatever that blessing spell is for 15% chance.
Excellent.
So 68% plus 15, 83% chance. And I just want to make sure that is 15% chance. Call upon faith. 15. Yep. So I have an 83% chance to get this. I have 2 divinations. Here's 1. Good.
Excellent. Will we do well if we take the shortcut through the swamp with it?
Yeah, my character would know exactly how to phrase it, like where we're going through. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
Let's see. Woe not real awaits you in the on the way to the swamp.
Whoa, not
Whoa,
wheel.
not wheel. So bad things happen, not speed. Awaits you if you go through the swamp is what I'm getting. Brothers, is that what you guys understand from that?
You're the cleric with 18 wisdom. You divine it for us.
I agree with you, Anton.
Yeah.
It seems like a bad omen.
Okay, seems very bad. I'll throw up my other divination. For will we do well if we venture through the slower path, which was through the towns, I think. I'll rephrase that. Will we do better if we venture through the slower path? And then I'll roll.
Yeah, please.
Good.
Eyes will pry, danger will lessen, the path is longer.
I mean, so basically, they just told us literally exactly what we were told already.
Eyes will pry, danger will lessen, the path is longer. So it is going to take us longer to get there.
The thing is, as well, if we go via the towns, we can't fly, can we? Kind of have to
Fly
go
invisible,
on.
still? No? Like, if we're flying invisible, we can fly invisible.
Yeah, but what about when we have to stop to rest and stuff?
Can we see do you have a map for this, Koibu? Can we see, like, the two paths that we can take?
So
if
you
possible?
guys presently are just sitting in the middle of some woods somewhere, right? So you don't have an idea of the two paths. You just know if you go north, there's a road, which you can then sort of follow. Or if you head south, you go over some, like, ruined forest, then some extra forest, and then some swamp. And the route southward is way faster. And it goes through, hopefully, like, uncivilized lands, so there won't be any of these locals to deal with.
Okay. I mean, Anton is cool with whatever. He'll let you guys choose. Anton's cool to roll a d2, and we just figure it out that way. Let fate decide.
Wait, real quick. How did we feel like the villagers were going to be towards us as we move through these lands? Are they going to be very, like, hostile, or are they going to be, like, indifferent?
I don't think the villagers will be.
Cautious?
Yeah, but any, like, army patrols that are nearby will be very hostile, I imagine.
Yeah.
And if they catch wind of us, they've got the power to send, like, groups of powerful people after us.
Yeah. We have one way of communicating, and we only have 10 minutes of communication. But it will be flawless communication.
With who? Oh, right, you mean
I
the
have
locals. Yeah.
I think we give you a ring of free action. I think we just go.
Wait, me?
South.
Oh,
You
him.
borrow one of ours. Yeah, I think we go the fast way.
Well, we could...
Can't you split the difference between this? Couldn't we just split the difference between the road and the swamp and, like, go over, like, mountains or some shit?
Well, maybe we could just go south out of the forest until we get to the swamp. And then maybe,
Go
I mean,
around
we'd be
it.
guessing about which way, but we could skirt around the swamp until we find civilization.
It depends on if that would make it a lot faster, but yeah.
We're going to
True.
take the safer
Yeah.
road. We're going to take the safer route, and we'll hug the outskirts.
Okay, the plan is still to go flying invisible, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
why not?
Okay. Everyone
We'll take
climbs
saber
into the
route.
bag of holding, right? Or is someone staying mounted?
I think they both stay mounted, was what we've done in the past.
I don't know if you can fly with their combined weight on you, is the problem, as a Pegasus.
I think one person's in the bag of holding then.
Yeah, someone's got to be in the bag. You guys are kind of chonkers.
Okay.
Probably Tyrrell's better in the bag, but I understand if he wants Anton in the bag.
Either way is fine with me. I don't care.
Who's got better
Anton
perception?
Anton will be on the back. I have 11 perception.
Oh, I've got like 17, I think. Or no, that sounds really high. I'm sorry. It must be like 13.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason I could just imagine perception being useful, but it's only 2 points, so.
Does it
It's up to
matter?
you guys.
What does it matter here?
I mean, it might, I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've let my spells for the morning. I get my Arabic gum. I pinch an eyebrow from all three of us. I cast invisibility on Anton, then on Tyrael, then on myself.
You don't need
Then
to cast it on Tyrael. He's going to be in the bag, right?
Okay, yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, I keep that invisibility. Then I cast it on Anton and myself. And then I relearn to one invis and one mirror image, Neal.
Okay.
And then I'll cast Polymorph Self. Turn into a Pegasus, still invisible. I wait to feel Anton climb on top of me. And then I take to the sky, breaking through the canopy and heading north until I see a road.
Excellent. As you lift off, you see the skies above you are dark, thunderheads all over the place. There are flashes of lightning off in the great distance, and the occasional rumble of thunder will make its way to you. The air up here is chilly, despite it being summer, and a very gentle rain falls around you that is cold and piercing. You're not in the air 10 minutes before something begins to break out of the clouds. You see before you 4 wraiths, ghosts, specters mounted upon a nightmare each.
Jesus Christ.
The specters, wraiths, ghosts, whatever you want to call these spectral knights in the sky, are lit with a wreath of flame around them and carry spears and chains as weapons. The party of nightmare-mounted wraiths is coming in your direction. Despite your invisibility, these creatures seem to have seen through it or are immune to it and are descending from the clouds to come after the Pegasus.
I'll whisper to my boy, I have a Etherealness.
I
What
start
happens
to
if you go
circle back
ethereal in
down
the
to the
sky?
ground.
What happens
Yeah.
if you go Ethereal and what?
In the
The
sky.
sky. How many are there, Neal? 4, did you say?
Or
I start to... I make a shift turn 90 degrees. And first of all, make sure that they are following us.
they are following you, and you can begin to hear the whinnies of doom.
Yeah, so I start to... as soon as I'm confirmed that they're following, I'll bring ourselves down under the canopy. Get back down on the ground. I mean, presumably Anton gets off and lets Tyrael out of the bag, and I'll turn back into myself.
You find some shelter under one of the few standing trees that still has branches and leaves, and the ghost riders in the sky.
Wait. Hang on. How much time have I got before they are on us? Do I have a few rounds or not?
You have a few rounds, but as you descend beneath the canopy, you can see that they sort of like peel off and lose track of you.
Oh, okay. I see what this is about. We're all still invisible. I speak, assuming that everyone is here, and say, looks like they'll only attack us in the air. Maybe we walk until we're out of this forest.
Do you move quick? You fly very quickly as a Pegasus, right?
Yeah, look at I could be a horse.
Wait, can't you just fly along the ground? We're invisible.
Movement speed on the ground is just the same as a horse. But
Can't you just fly like 10 feet in the
probably
air?
not. Probably not through the trees, I would imagine. But maybe I can, Neal. Depends how sparsely populated they are.
Yeah, you know, a lot of these things are broken over. You could probably fly low to the ground if you wanted to.
Or we can once we get out of the forest too, we can find a road or something as well and just fly along the road.
Yeah, well, we're heading north to a road. Okay, I turn back. Okay, I'll stay like I'm going to turn back into a Pegasus. Get Tyrael back in the bag. Let's go.
Okay.
Here's the bag. I'm on top.
All right, and I start trying to stabilize the canopy.
2 or 3 more minutes pass this way until you hear the distant sound of chains clacking, and descending from the thunderheads again are the nightmare-mounted wraiths wreathed in flame, whipping their chains and spears around, coming for you, seeking you out.
I again stop, turn back
Pull
into
Tyrael
me.
out.
You land. They kind of make a pass over where you were.
Wait,
and then
okay, how far of a
lift.
pass? Because I'm gonna use
About 1,000 feet above your head.
Oh,
Maybe
I
not.
don't think I
1,000.
can turn. I might be able to
500?
turn undead at that point, so I'll try it. I'll try to turn undead.
1,000 feet.
Probably closer to 500. I think 1,000's maybe a little bit far.
Were they faster than us, Neal? Or at least as fast as me?
That's a good question.
Good job, Nick.
Thanks, Stephen.
You asked
Means a lot for you to say that.
You asked a good question.
Yeah, roughly your same speed. You'd have to really get into a foot race or a flight race with them to really test it, but they seem to be roughly your speed in that ballpark.
You're breaking your own viz doing this, Anton, you know?
It's true.
Okay. You have another one. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, can we? Hold on. Am I allowed to read turn undead? Because I would probably know. Like
Yeah.
500 feet's way too far.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to check right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So there's not really a range on it. It's just for the undead that are engaging
In
with
encounter.
you. Yeah. If unable to escape, they circle at a distance no closer than.
I'm trying
10
to
feet
kill
per
him. I'm trying to
character.
roll high. So if I feel like it's gonna work, then I'm gonna roll for it, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm
just go
level
ahead and
8, so
roll for it.
I have to roll a 7, like in theory, for a wraith.
If it's a wraith,
not
yeah.
If it's a wraith, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a flat d20.
Flat d20.
Nice.
Oh. You are
Shame it's out of
level
range.
8. Nice. The creatures pass overhead at a distance of 500 feet and just like move away from you, lifting up towards the sky once more. Whether they were turned by you or whether they were already going to leave.
Okay.
They seem to be heading for the clouds.
Third time lucky.
Yeah, we should just go again. Fuck it.
All right.
Am I still invisible or no?
Wait,
Nope.
it seems as though aren't they detecting us every time we start flying?
I would hope after a natural 20 with a turn undead that they are fucking off.
Okay.
Permanently.
I'll cast invisibility on Anton again,
Okay.
and then turn back into a Pegasus, get everyone back on board, and I'll try off again below the tree line. In fact, I'll just run along the ground for a little bit first. I'm not sure how fast a Pegasus's move speed is on ground.
Probably same as a horse. You can trot along the ground for a little while, and as you go along the ground, it doesn't seem to be problematic.
Okay, and then
Nothing
after a few
appears in the
minutes,
sky.
I'll take back off and just fly low.
You take back off into the air, and a few minutes later, the Ghost Riders appear again on
Okay,
their nightmares.
I land back on the ground and start running on the ground and see if that will deter them.
This time, as they kind of pass within range of where you were in the sky, instead of just fucking off immediately again, they seem to be, I don't know, wheeling around the area, almost searching for something. Yep. They'll search the area for a little while. You can hear these sort of like wails coming off of the riders, who look like some form of mounted knight. But of course, they're like semi-transparent. You can see this armor on them. You can see the spears that are like lances under their arms, and in their free arm, these like chains. The whole creatures are wreathed in flame. And they will leave the area after about 10 minutes and make for the sky one more time, breaking into the clouds.
I'm just going to stay on foot then. And movement speed 24. Make as good time as I can north. If I hear Anton on my back tell me to give it another go, I suppose I will, but I'll just... It seems that we're safe on the ground, so...
Mm-hmm. You can trot along the ground. You will go for most of the day without any encounters. The terrain around you is burned and scorched. You keep encountering these like pools of water that are this bright, noxious green color that makes you feel like there's some sort of disease or infestation in the waters. Branches that you come across are not just like scorched, but some areas you can see that they've been either petrified or like completely ashed or modified into some other substance with these like big reddish rust colors across them. It's clear that this area has been completely devastated by some sort of supernatural force or forces that has caused it to take this unnatural tone.
When I did the turn, did they fuck off immediately, or was it like was it like a sharp like we're leaving? No.
No, it didn't seem to be in direct reaction to your turning.
Okay, so, we try and ignore the signs of how dangerous and horrible and infested this place is and keep moving until we can go no longer.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget, after a few hours, I'll have to recast Polymorph Self and do another few hours, so we can get 6 hours.
Yeah,
this
you can
is the
recast
safe route?
Polymorph Self.
This is the safe route, yeah.
You can recast Polymorph Self, make your way through most of the day when the winds begin to pick up in sort of like they've always been blowing back and forth sort of chaotically, but it's just been like gusts of wind with the occasional omnipresent like gentle breeze. But now the gusts begin to buffet and build, and you see coming before you some sort of twister, some sort of like cyclonic wind force. Not necessarily coming for you, but just like blowing across the area. In it, you can see the heads and faces and long bodies of numerous serpents of some kind, like snakes or like great worms.
Inside the
living in
twister,
there, or
like they're
just being,
spinning.
like, fucked. by it?
They look like they are maybe a part of it. They're not getting blown by it, but they reside within it. It is not coming in your direction. You just see it like traverse the area around you.
Well, is this while Polymorph is still going or not?
Yeah, this is after your second casting.
All right, so I try and move away from it, get out of its way, just keep going. Like once it's past me, I'll just take off.
It's not difficult to avoid, and you can travel for the rest of the day this way until you must bed down at night.
Great evil before. As he's on like the back, can he like meditate for a second and like does he? I don't know if he can just feel it or whatever, but does he feel like this whole land is like really fucked?
Really fucked. Yeah, you don't even need to meditate to feel that. You can just look with your eyes.
It's fucked.
It is apparent to you that this place is a wasteland, and it may take an age to recover, if ever.
Yeah.
Damn.
What is an age again? Is that like 100 years or?
It's a non-specific period of time.
Okay, just like
It's like an eon.
So we get 6 hours with the Polymorph spell. We could nap and recast Polymorph to get another 6 hours of horse speed, or we could just walk for a bit.
Let's horse speed until we're on the road. Like
Okay.
where it feels safe and not fucked.
So it's been 6 hours, Neal. I think we're casting nap on Imric.
Okay. Yep. You nap on Imric. Imric will nap. An hour will pass. He will rise, memorize some spells, which will take probably another hour or so.
Yeah, and then off again. Is a riding horse faster than 24?
No, riding horse is 24.
Yeah, okay. Well, back as Pegasus again. Might as well have the option to fly.
And you can trot along the area until late that night, after the sun has gone down over the thunderheads. You stumble upon a path, a trail, a road even. You can see wagon ruts in it, letting you know that this is the road you were hoping to find. But it is late. It is very late.
I stop at the road, let out a whinny, and let Anton climb off my back and turn back into me.
Yeah, climb off.
Well, I suppose we should camp here.
I'm out.
Let's make camp off the road.
All right. right.
You make your camp. Can everyone roll me a d20?
Yeah.
I will be rolling the lowest because I'm prepared for danger and I want it.
That's good. Excellent.
Nice.
During your watch that night, Tyrael.
Wait, did Mooten roll? Or
I rolled an 8.
oh,
Yeah.
it doesn't show your name when you roll for some reason. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
During that night on your watch, you make me a perception check actually before I say anything.
Nice.
Big.
Huge.
Well, that's actually pretty good.
It is.
Huge.
That's a
Yeah.
huge perception check. Huge.
You hear something small, very small, sort of out in the woods. Doesn't sound like a great monster. Must be a 35 to 85 pound creature out there. You can hear it like padding through the grass and occasionally stepping on something, but it's diminutive in size.
Nothing to worry about, I'm sure.
How far away does this sound? Is this like...
You know, within 100 feet, probably.
Gotcha.
More than 20, less than 100. Something outside of your camp. I
mean-
assume you're not risking a fire in this situation.
Sure. Can I remove my spyglass from my bag and then can I peer through it and see if I can kind of make out anything?
You can, but with the dark thunderheads still above you and it being nighttime, it's just dark out there.
Okay. Off of one of my fingers, then I'm going to swap to my ring of seeing, and can I activate that? And then can I take my spyglass out and kind of like look forward and see if I can make out anything?
Yeah, you very quickly spot a kobold, a small half hit die creature, crawling through some of these wastelands, peering up over something, ducking down, crawling forward, popping its head up. It seems to have spotted your camp and is making its way over here.
Gotcha. When we say, just to refresh, because I don't think we've seen a single one of these in this campaign, kobolds are like subhuman whatever creatures, right?
They're like dogs.
Yeah, they're like humanoid, doggish creatures. They're similar to canines in a lot of ways. They're cowardly, they're pathetic. They usually come in very large numbers, like huge packs. And they're confident in a fight and dangerous as long as they outnumber you significantly. But once numbers stop working in their favor, they tend to break and run and flee. But when cornered, they're quite vicious.
Gotcha.
They are.
I'm not
dumb.
asking so much the behavior, just the general morality. So aside from like vegans, most people would like kill a kobold and not think twice about it, right?
I think most people would probably just prefer to drive them off because if you corner them, they can be vicious and dangerous little critters. But they're not considered like good creatures. They're like
Yeah.
scavengers.
We
you
have
know?
killed them before.
Yeah,
When we got
okay.
the Thunder Axe, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I guess can I start to move? Can I move away from the camp and kind of like move through the trees and try to sneak up on it? Then I guess.
Yeah.
So I can
Give me a
fuck.
move silently check. A success and a is there a
There is a check called Hide in Shadows, but that's literally to
Yeah.
like disappear during combat.
right, and there's no that requires shadows, and this is all dark. Like it requires a contrast between light and dark to work. So this will do well for us. You can move quietly. The kobold does seem to spot you as you like pick yourself up and move around. Seems like it rolled really well on its perception check. Sees you, lets out a little yip, and then bolts down the road on all fours.
Gotcha. How late into the night is it?
You're on the second shift, and it's an hour into your shift, which is 3 hours long total. So
Okay. I'll kind of like wake my party up.
What is it, Tyrael? Are we under attack?
We've been spotted by a kobold. I think it's probably wise that we maybe make our way an hour or two more down the road.
For a kobold?
Well, unless you want to be here when 20 of them show up to raid our camp.
Anton, which Anton?
I think
Are
I
you
could
awake?
slaughter every kobold alone. But I'm okay with moving.
We're moving an hour or two down the road. I've heard this line before about us easily slaughtering incoming enemies, and I don't think I wish to risk it this time on this continent.
But
We'll move.
Neal, for the record, this will count as interrupted sleep, and now we won't be able to learn spells tomorrow, right?
yep.
Could we
So
sleep
there
in
is-
the next
there is
day,
a
or?
trade-off. Yeah, what if we just get like another 4 hours or something, you know? We have a lie-in.
I probably won't be effective. You know, you're not going to be able to force yourself to sleep longer. Your sleep gets badly interrupted. You're not going to then like
Yeah.
sleep
So
an extra. You're not going to turn an 8-hour sleep into a 12-hour sleep with a 1-hour break in the middle of it.
so it means traveling on foot tomorrow. If you're sure, Tyrrell. I say sort of half a week.
I'm sure that I don't want to be here once we've been scouted by a kobold. I mean, unless you guys wish to set up traps, but if you're so worried about your sleep being interrupted, there's a good chance your sleep is going to be interrupted later on. Except then we'll be fighting an army of kobolds. Also, this is a strange continent, and I don't know what kind of kobolds they'll bring. I don't know if they have additional spellcasters or if they'll communicate with another entity or...
Sure, we'll move.
Fine.
Okay. The kobold moved down the road to the east, to the west, which is actually the direction you want to be headed eventually. So do you want to go an hour or two down the road opposite of where you are intending to end up?
Wait, why can't we go in the direction we want to go?
That's the direction the kobold went.
Can we not
the kobold went west. You want to go west as well, so... you can head east, you can head west, north, south, whatever you want to do. I just want you to be aware of the decisions you're making.
Can't we just go west but move a little bit deeper into the forest?
Yeah, you can go west and then like head off the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So you leave your area, you head in a different direction.
That's probably where the... Anton will talk real quick. That's probably where the kobolds will be. I don't think the kobolds will more... Kobolds aren't very likely to be on the road. They're more likely to live in the dense forest. I think that, if anything, we should probably head more towards the road, would be my guess.
Well,
they'll find us on the road.
Yeah, if they come back, we'll just be easier to be spotted.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I think it's smart. Let's move off the road a bit.
We'll try it.
Okay. You guys move off the road, and the rest of your night goes without problem. You wake up the next day. You still got the same spells from yesterday, no problem. You can make your way back to the road and continue to travel along it.
I did nap you, correct? Already?
That was yesterday, yeah.
Just making sure. I want to put it down my spells.
So, come 6 hours into today, you could nap me and I could learn polymorph then.
I don't have another one.
Okay.
It would.
Oh, right, because you didn't rest either. Right, sure.
I didn't get to rest.
All right, well, we're on foot today then.
Yeah, it's fine.
Who's the highest? Which of you has the highest leveled character?
Oh,
you do?
It's Steven.
I think I do.
Steven, what's your highest level?
I think it's 9 and 10.
Is it 9 and 10?
8 and 10.
8 and 10, maybe.
Hold on, I've got so many. Roll 20 windows open. Jesus. Okay, Gabriel, character. Oh, it's 8 and 10. You're correct.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. Material, I need you to make me a saving throw versus spell.
Curious?
All right. I have a luck stone. Does that help me here?
No,
Does
not in this
magical
situation.
bonuses help him here?
Yes, the bonuses from your rings or whatever will help you.
Okay. Well.
Wow.
Always a fail, right?
Yeah. Okay. Party heads down the road and is unaware of the trap laid for them above in front of you. As you... What is your marching order? That's probably most important to know.
Anton always first.
Anton in the front. Yeah.
Imric and then Cyril in the back.
Perfect. Lovely.
Okay, before anything happens, look at your rings. Make sure you have the ring that you want on. Anton's got 2 rings. I'm cool with them.
Yep.
Should just be the regular rings that you always have on, right?
Yeah, I think I had the fire resistance one still on, so I'm swapping that because that was against the fire golem specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, true.
Yeah. So you are walking down the road. Anton in front. Who was second?
Me.
Emmerich?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Emmerich. As you guys walk down the path, bursting from your side is a pack of maybe like 100 kobolds, 80 kobolds. Just a huge swarm of these things are bursting not from a hill, not from a hidden place, but literally from invisibility, as if some creature had cast invisibility 10-foot radius on the area these creatures were in, on the side of the road, waiting in ambush for things to pass by. And the kobolds leap out in a pack. I'm going to need everyone in the party to roll me surprise checks. That's a D10, but you're going to be rolling them at a penalty of 4 for the invisible you want. So you're surprised.
But what do you want?
Yeah, you want
He wants
higher
us
than
to
a 3.
die. Oh, sorry.
You want a 4 or higher on a D10. The kobolds leap out of their hiding spot in an overbear. This isn't trying to attack you and cause you damage. This is them just trying to bury you under kobold bodies and pin you to the ground so that they might then slay you. So here we go. Each of the kobold groups is pouncing on one of you guys, and they get a +1 to hit in an overbear for each kobold within them. And then it's an opposed strength check, and they get a bonus for each kobold in the pack at that point. So here is against Anton, 1d20, +0 for them being kobolds, 2 for surprise, 2 for back attack since they're behind you. Actually, it should be 1 for surprise, but they're invisible, so total of 4 there. And then plus 29 for each kobold beyond the first.
Fuck off.
Also, remember the Luckstone.
The Luckstone, yeah. So the first pack of kobolds that swarms Anton just swarms him in a wave of kobolds. Same thing against Imric. Same thing against Tyrael.
Me and Tyrael are displaced now.
Oh,
You guys are displaced,
True.
but it's like, imagine a huge dog pile. So I'll give him like disadvantage or something, because the first one is definitely going to miss you. But when it's like 30 kobolds swarming the spot you're on, maybe there should
There's
be
no
some
way that you would let us, if we had a minions of fucking kobolds, do this. Where like
No,
they
okay,
jump
wait,
on
wait,
them.
wait,
You're
wait.
absolutely right. Kobolds are stupid creatures. The ability to like lay traps is definitely in their domain, but in order to lay such a good trap that involves invisibility and involves like 100
no,
kobolds
that's not what I'm
tucked
saying.
in this small area is a tough thing to do.
There
This
is
is-
I
too
want-
many kobold bodies to like fit on each other for this.
I did the
There's no
math,
shot.
and in a 10-foot radius, you can fit 100 kobolds.
No, not
felt
the.
like an
I'm
hour
not worried
figuring
about.
it
I'm not worried about the invisibility. I'm just
Oh.
worried about the number of kobolds being able to jump on one person at once.
Ah,
I can't imagine that 29 can stack in a round, like jumping at you. At the very least, there should be like some.
Have you ever played Russ? Maybe they're
Something
stacking,
else.
like one on their shoulders, so they're kind of moving like 2 at a time.
well,
The kobold should have to like roll to hit the other kobolds to be able to jump on the kobold at this point, because like.
you have to
They're-
roll to hit your fellow kobold who you're trying to crawl on?
Yeah,
Like, no
because
one-
they have to like hit them to like jump on them.
It's a-
Otherwise, it's nuts.
Have you ever been in a dog pile?
I would give
There's
you
no
a
roll
plus
to
15.
hit. You're
I'll
just
give you
throwing
a,
yourself.
I'd give you a plus 15, but plus 29 is insanity.
You're right. Okay. Maybe it's just a plus 15 then. So they only roll a 35 against you.
I think we
It's
should
still
just
gonna
let
hit
him
you,
have
right?
this.
cool.
I
That's
think
cool
that
with
there's
hitting.
going to be things that we need to argue later on. I don't know if we should use up all of our
Gonna be a-
judiciary
Yeah.
lawyer abilities
These
right
are
Well,
all
here.
gonna hit. Maybe
Okay,
that's
okay.
just a plus
It's
15
fine that
those
it
are all
hits.
hits.
I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Alternatively, the you said you would give them disadvantage for us being displaced. How about me and Tyrael get advantage on our strength checks because they don't like not the whole group isn't diving on us. It's just like the edges of it. So maybe we've got slightly more chance of breaking out.
I didn't follow that at all. Explain it again.
Koibu, throw him at us.
Or 29 kobolds are jumping on me and Tyrael, right? We're planning to be at the center of the pack, but we're actually displaced 5 feet. So my thing is that, you know, the majority of the kobolds missed us. Some of them still get us, yes, so they still hit us. But I reckon we'd have a better, easier chance of breaking out in the ensuing strength check than we would if we weren't displaced.
So it's not like they all launch one single, like we leap all at the same time and all simultaneously land on this position, right? It's like kobolds leaping, and then wherever the like largest one, the highest one is, the other ones leap onto that spot. So the first few might have missed you, certainly, but it wouldn't have been like half of a miss you, right? Because as soon as the pile begins, everyone just aims for the height of the pile.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, you're saying we could get an advantage, they could get disadvantage on their roll for the displace. I'm saying, well, maybe we get advantage on the strength check instead, but if not, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine, as is. But we do need a opposed strength check. Plus 4 point bonus or penalty per size difference. So you guys get a plus 4 on your strength check against kobolds because they're
How
tiny.
many hit die do kobolds have?
Half. D4 HP, maybe D6.
So in theory, if I want to declare a heroic fray, I could.
If you're throwing this many kobolds at us, we're getting heroic frays.
We'll play with the heroic fray rules. We'll do that. But first, let's deal with the strength check on the overbear. You guys get +4 on your strength check. They get +1 per each additional attacker. No one's got more than 2 legs, so that doesn't come into effect. So each of you, please give me a strength check.
+4, right?
Yes. Our kobolds have, I think, 6 strength. And they get +1 for each additional attacker. So their strength checks are just
unbeatable.
Basically, yeah. When you got 30 kobolds piling on you. So this is Mutin. This is Nick. Yeah, they're just going to swarm, Tyrael. Yeah, the kobolds pile on you and drag you guys to the ground. You are covered head to toe in little monsters. And we roll initiative for the first round. In fact, you know what? There's a million of these things. Initiative is an awkward concept in this situation.
True. Just kill us.
So,
I'm just kidding.
Wait, hang on, Neal. When you rolled the disadvantage before, you got a natural 1, didn't you?
Oh, did we? I just looked at the end results. I didn't even look at the die rolls. Yeah.
So that would have been on me, I think.
Imric, natural 1 is always a miss. I think Imric gets shoved out of the dog pile and is not in it.
This is my moment.
Fuck them.
Okay, oh, it's going to be so good.
Nick, I need you and you alone to roll me initiative. What are you doing?
Oh, you know what I'm doing. I'm about to fuck some shit.
Lightning bolt these motherfuckers.
You're going to fireball the entire party to kill all the kobolds in one blast?
You're going to lightning bolt the party. Yeah. 5.
That's really good. They still roll at +3. So I'm just going to have the entire pack that is like the middle pack that would be going after you making 1 initiative roll in order instead of like 30 initiative rolls, which would be shitty. You guys will go simultaneously.
I'll take it.
So while the other kobolds are trying to like weigh down the party members, rip their gear off, like bite through their belts, pull out their swords, rip off their helmets, find their ankles to bite them.
Fuck them up, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Nick does what?
I draw a glass rod from outside of my robes, and I'll cast a 10-foot wide, 40-foot long lightning bolt just through the pack. I know I'm hitting Anton and Tyrael. I think they can survive lightning bolts, so I'm just going to blast it.
Well, you're in the middle of the pack, so you can target it down one route towards Anton or the other route towards Tyrael, but you won't be able to send it in both directions at the same time, right? Because you're the middle person?
I've dodged the
attack. Where it
attack,
starts, no?
No. I've dodged the attack, though, right? So am I really I'm not just standing where I was in the middle of the two of them. I probably...
But if you were moved, then you might be, like, moving down this way, right? Do you see the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, if you're moved, then you could still go in one direction or the other. But you're still, like, in the center of the party, right?
There's no way he can target the kobolds in the middle and then it'll branch out like that, right?
What about... What's the surrounding terrain like here? Is there trees and stuff?
There's a couple of trees here and there. Mm-hmm.
Could I try and angle the lightning bolt to get a better shot? I know it will reflect off trees, right?
Yeah, but if it'll bounce at the same angle, right? So it's not going to like bounce this way and then back again. It'll bounce. No, it'll reflect as if off a mirror.
But yeah, but if I'm like big brain, I could like, right?
Bounce it off of multiple trees to try and then reflect it back on Tyrael. I don't think you've got that. That maybe if you would like set up an ambush with that specifically in mind, but on the fly in the middle of a kobold swarm, you can pick one party member to blast.
Okay, I'm gonna hit my kobolds, assume, and Tyrael's kobolds.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah. You aim towards yours and Tyrael's, and open up with an insane amount of damage.
22.
Yeah, that'll kill every single kobold in the pack in your two sections. However, they will still attempt to overbear you in the process.
Wait, Tyrael needs to make a saving throw, though.
That's true.
Verse spell?
Yeah.
Yep. I would say any penalties that you get for being overwhelmed and unable to move are negated by the cover that the kobolds provide you. Yeah. Do you have +5 on that from stuff?
Luckstone, rings.
I got Ring of Protection. I've got a Luck Stone. That's 2. I don't know where else I would possibly get.
Yeah, no.
Okay. You will take damage then. I guess the kobolds still get to finish their attack on you, but it's just another overbear. So even if they do overbear you, they'll still get blasted to bits. And let's resolve the rest of the party. Anton, you have been struggling against these creatures as they like pin your arm to the ground. 6 of them lay on your shield. 6 of them lay on your other arm. One of them's like grabbing at your head, trying to like choke you out. Others are ripping off your boots, crawling up your legs. What is your attempt here, Anton? What are you wanting to do in this nightmare?
It's just, I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Okay.
At best, I can like. Can I do somatic or no?
No, definitely not.
Then I'm gonna try to headbutt and kill 1 kobold.
Give me a roll to hit.
I'm just gonna do regular spear roll, and we'll just minus the 3.
Just fucking knock one right in the face.
Probably not.
That's still gonna hit.
Let's see. There are going to be some penalties for you being like
13?
pinned and prone. 13? Why does it get a -2?
It gets a -2 because it's not
A spear.
Yeah, it's not a spear. It's
It's a headbutt.
Oh,
this
am
is
I?
your
Are you
headbutt.
gonna let me
Right.
use my spear?
No,
Okay,
okay, this
wait,
makes
question.
more sense. Yeah.
Wait,
was
no,
gonna
I
say
have
you've
a
got
real
huge
question
penalties
now.
with your spear, but with the headbutt, that's fine.
Spear, even on a miss, my electricity goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to do that though? Still?
Totally. Yeah, you could just
Okay.
like jerk in the direction of a thing.
I'm gonna jerk in the direction of a thing, and it's gonna do.
Yeah. So you'll get like
2d6.
penalty of 4 to hit that attack roll because your arms are pinned, but it doesn't really matter. So you will 2d6 and bounce through a bunch of your kobolds, through 5 of your kobolds, right?
Yeah.
You kill 5 of them instantly. They just die.
Fuck off.
In the meantime, half of the kobolds that are on you, which is 15, will attempt to just hurt you. You know, the other ones are like ripping off your armor, taking off your boots, making you less armored. But these 15 are actually trying to claw and scratch at you.
Yeah, it's
I think
not
they'll
happening.
still only hit you on a 20 though. So 1 kobold will like dig its claws into your throat and rip you for 1 point of damage.
Cool.
Tyrell, you got freed from all the kobolds swarming all over you. I don't know the order of operations for your turn versus the kobolds on you turn. I think all get interrupted by the lightning blast. So why don't we just roll initiative for the next round? I will roll the kobolds all in one big swarm. They go slowly. Party members?
For lightning damage, we don't have any kind of rule where if somebody gets shocked or whatever, it affects the person next to them or holding them, does it?
No. Maybe if you're in water,
No.
then we will
Okay.
do bouncing effects.
If I were to do like, this is kind of a unique situation, but where Anton has got, so he still has like 30 kobolds on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible? Could I just extend my arms, just jump into the whole group, try to touch or hug as many as possible, and activate my bracers of shocking grasp?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
It's a
1d10.
swarm of fucking kobolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1d10 plus, what would that, 3? Or
Like 3.
3, yeah.
I think so. Modifiers, initiative, miscellaneous magical item is 3. Nice. Okay, 10 for you, 9 for... Kobolds get a 9. Steven gets 9. Nick gets a 6. Smooton gets a 13. Nick, you're doing another lightning bolt?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish off the rest of these guys.
Oh, okay. Well, we can just do that. I
Turn
guess.
towards Anton and let her rip.
Feel the pain, Anton.
Thanks, man.
29.
10-foot wide lightning bolt roasts all the kobolds in the area, and as quickly as the battle started,
Do I take half?
battle ends. If you
Save.
pass your
Yeah,
save, you
take
do.
off, yeah. I look around. Do I not see a caster?
Well, I have my dictate that I'd like to use.
Dictate will get interrupted by lightning bolt, and you will lose your casting of it.
Okay.
So you just lose dictate, doesn't go off. Nick, you look around for a caster. Either the caster is in the pile of kobolds that is dead, or the caster has retreated and hid somewhere or maintained its invisibility. But you see not a caster about.
All right.
I want XP for these kobolds, by the way, and the hit die.
Absolutely.
Anton, Tyrell, are you guys okay? I'm sorry about that. I didn't know what else to do. Here, look, you look fine. I stand them up and like brush off the ash and
I'm
kobold
gonna
bit.
start casting healing spells on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrell needs some as well.
Oh, does he now?
I can give Nick my ring of seeing if he wants to activate it quickly, but
Yeah, sure. Throw it over. I'll grab it.
I'll let him activate it to see if he can look around and see anything real quick.
I put on the ring of true seeing and activate it and look for a Castanil.
You do see a burrow nearby, but you don't see any creatures. It is quite apparent to you that there is some sort of hole in the ground that is kobold-sized.
You can have 4 HP, Tyrell.
Add 4 HP?
You can have 4 HP.
Thank
so
you
yeah.
so much. That's just what I needed. I feel rejuvenated.
I go up to the burrow and like kick away at the entrance. Guys, I think this is where they came from. Are we gonna leave them or should we go and try and finish them off?
Do we care? It's just a bunch of kobolds. Let's just continue moving on, no?
Yeah, I doubt they'll attack us again after the whatever the hell.
The
We
slaughter.
probably just destroyed 90% of their...
Yeah.
That was an ill-fated attack for them.
We just wiped out a kobold.
If only they hadn't rolled that one against Nick.
Yeah,
One person that they didn't really want to miss.
true. They underestimated me, Neal. They sent the weak kobolds at me. Fools.
All right. You guys leave the burrow alone and continue going?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
What HP did you guys get back up to?
I'm at 21 out of
31.
39.
Okay.
Most of the rest of the day passes uneventfully. As you get on towards evening, the clouds overhead are still dark. There's still the sounds of distant thunder. You still see the occasional flash in the distance, but you hear a melody, as if someone relatively nearby is singing a song. It comes like whispering over the winds.
By the gods, this forest is cursed. What's this now? Some siren or some other terrible beast?
Language?
The song is in a language you do not recognize.
Can you sing for us so we know what we're listening?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a haunting melody that has sort of these. I have no idea. I can't. Do
I'm
that.
finding it really hard to imagine that. Do you think there's
All
any
right,
other way you could?
let him slide on
We're
this one.
steering clear of that.
Yeah, in
well,
fact, I encourage everyone to cover their ears as soon as we start hearing it, and we just keep walking down the road.
sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna step up
15.
I'm changing rings too, but okay, go ahead.
A few moments later, you can see coming into view down the road a little bit is the like swaying back and forth of a lantern that's being carried, not in a hand, but like attached probably to a pole or something on a wagon. There's a very familiar like sway to the lantern that you would see like a lantern on a wagon coming down a road. And if you stop for a moment, no, I guess you guys are covering your ears, so you can't hear anything.
Foliage check as Anton looks around. We're in a forest.
You are in a forest. You are on a road. What was the question?
Good, and that's all I wanted to hear.
Cool. What are you guys gonna do?
Well, what does it look like?
It's in the distance, so you can't make out any details other than the swaying lantern on a pole.
Can
Probably
I
attached to a
tell everybody to
wagon.
huddle at the side of the road and I'll take out my spyglass and I'll look at it?
Sure, but Nick had
Points to huddle.
previously
He points to huddle. He like points like
told
over the-
everyone, yeah, to cover your ears. So if you're gonna pull out your spyglass and look for it, you'll inevitably have to uncover your ears.
I mean,
I will.
So,
Okay.
I'll uncover one of my ears. I try and like use a shoulder instead, but I get my right hand free. I'm gonna reach in. I usher everyone off the side of the road. I get a light stone, and assuming the cart is close enough, I'm gonna like underarm roll the light stone down the path towards it.
you roll the light stone in the direction of the path, and coming into view, you can see a pair of horses who sort of bulk at the light stone rolling in their direction. There is a rider behind them, a driver of a wagon, who is wearing just an ordinary traveling clothes. There is a pole on one side of the wagon with a lantern hanging from it that kind of like leans forward in front of the driver, and a pole on the other side of the driver raising a flag.
How far away is this person?
150 feet.
Do we
And you said
reckon?
that is there two people on the front or just one?
Just one. One
I
driver,
will-
two horses.
What is the flag?
It looks like the sigil of Verossi done in a stylized format.
From the side of the road, now that I can see him, I cast Charm Person on him.
Immediately.
Yeah, I mean it's it's at range, so
Yeah. Roll me initiative. The person will be taking an action of their own.
Okay. 2.
Jesus Christ.
Your charm goes off before they can do anything. You hit
I
them
wait
with a charm person.
I wait for a moment.
They
And
call
then,
out, Who goes there?
Do we speak their
Strangers
language?
in the night? Oh, fuck yeah, it's in a different language. They call out, Ooda! Ooda da 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 da.
I'll ask.
No idea what it
Imrich,
says.
should I use tongues?
The charm is only for me, I think. Can you make me be able to understand him?
No. AoE's the caster. But that's fine. It's like your friend comes over, and you know your other friend's standing nearby.
Okay,
Still gonna
yeah.
be friendly, so.
Just say that I'm your brother.
I'll use tongues.
Be
On
careful
myself.
on these people, or this person. Remember, he's traveling this road alone. We just passed by 100 kobolds, so whoever he is, he's confident enough to travel alone without aid.
Yeah.
I'll give him a wave and say, hey, friend.
Greetings, fellow traveler.
Anton will smoothly tuck his Velthara amulet away.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you out here tonight? I'll ask him.
He raises his hand and gives you a hail veracity with the split fingers making the downward V of her. Just bringing supplies to the front. Who are you on this section of road? I thought not traveled this but myself.
I'll point to Imrich. I'm his brother. I feel like the charm should have went off, hopefully. Anton thinks.
Who looks at the two of you?
I
Cocks
wave on
head
him.
to the side. I didn't hear you say hail veracity back.
I hold person him.
Just as they start to talk, because it sounds like he's only identified the two, I'd like to slink off kind of to the side and kind of like move around just so I can see everything from a third-person perspective.
He fails his hold person check.
All right, let's go check his wagon.
Yeah.
He tried to get me to say something I'll never say.
Yeah. How long will hold person take effect?
2 rounds per level.
All right. You got plenty of
16
time then
minutes.
to search him. His wagon has a bunch of arrows, just like boxes and boxes and boxes of arrows and bolts. A couple of bows tucked in here as well. Some what looks like personal supplies just for the journey itself. Some gear and supplies for horses. Some bags of water. But it looks like a single person delivering ammunition from one area to another.
I will cast Detect Magic. We're using a wand. And just check him and the supplies to make sure there's nothing important in there.
The whole cart.
Yeah.
It is all magicless.
No hidden compartments.
I didn't say that.
Material.
Check for hidden
You called for me as I...
Yeah, I'll call for you to check for hidden compartments as I
Yeah.
tie this guy up. And,
I will...
move the horses to the side of the road, and we're gonna move him to the side of the road.
Okay, I will go through the cart, and I will activate now on me the Ring of Seeing, and I will see if I can see any type of hidden or magical compartments on the cart.
As you search the cart, sure enough, on the bottom back side of the cart, there is what appears just to be like a step for getting in and out of the cart. Actually has a hidden folding compartment on the bottom inside.
Nice.
Can I do a find and removes trap check on it?
Yeah, I should roll that in secret, but
Sorry.
you know, absolutely legit to do. There is a trap on it, indeed.
I believe I get to know the nature of the trap. Is it magical or mechanical, or?
It is a mechanical spring-loaded, what would you call it? Poisoned needle trap is what it looks like. There's something in here with a little bit of, you know, rests in an area of poison, and when the wrong key is inserted into the lock, it should jab out and stab the person inserting a key. You can attempt to intentionally spring it or to deactivate it.
Well, he should have the key on him. Can't we just take it?
It's magical. I would could just do it. Fuck it. But real quick, what is it? How do people generally feel about people on other continents? Is it just like another people, or is this like old world, new world, where like the British think the natives are savages in America? Like, how do we view in the West like these people on this eastern continent?
They're just some other continent somewhere else filled with people, and it's none of your concern. There's no There's not a lot of communication. There's not a lot of stereotyping. There's not really goodwill or bad will. It's just like, yeah, way over there's some other people. We don't really, we're just concerned with our own things.
We haven't heard that they're like a death cult, like genociding.
You know that they're like serving the goddess of death, and there's like a big war that's happening.
Yeah, and they did whatever. This was the elves' home beforehand, and now it's like a cursed, horrible wasteland. Like, these people clearly aren't good.
Well, that's what I'm trying to because basically,
but this guy is not necessarily one of them, right? This is just some like random ammo driver. He could just be a regular citizen.
No. Sure, yeah.
Right.
I'm only because right now we're basically like we've gone from being like dragon slaying heroes of Drekis to we're like vagabonds is what we're doing right now. So that's but I don't know if we view this guy as like an evil guy or what. I'm just trying to get an understanding because we're just like robbing somebody.
There's not going to be any like hard cultural things that you would have to fall back on. It's going to be up to your own judgment on this one. You could decide that this person is he's like working with this evil death cult or this evil death army, and they destroyed this elven area, and he's equally responsible. Or you could say that he's just a person trying to survive, trying to make ends meet in a terrible time, and you gotta like.
Gotcha. You could say the same thing about people from Mystria as well with the dragon.
Yeah, well, look, we're not killing him. Let's just steal his shit.
We'll see. I'll spring the trap. What's inside?
Inside is gold and gems. You can find 600 pieces of gold tucked in here in various bags, and you can find a small bag of rubies.
Do we even take these?
Tyrell found them. That's on him. Anton is going to interrogate with the time that he has remaining.
Yeah, he can do that interrogation while I think about it.
Interrogate? No, let's just leave before he comes back.
Well, Imric, we can't just let someone who's seen us just leave. I'm not saying we have to kill him, Imric. I'm just saying we have to set the record or something straight here.
What record? There's no record to be set here. The more we talk to him, if we talk to him, I mean, your spells are run out by now. You wouldn't even be able to talk to him.
It lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, but hold person lasts 18.
I can undo hold person, I think, whenever I want. I should be able to.
I don't think you can.
Can I really not?
Unless it says you can dismiss it, it must remain its duration.
Let's just leave. This guy won't know any better.
Are these
he hasn't got enough information to identify us. No way.
Are the gold coins that this guy is carrying, do they seem markedly different? Like, what I'm asking is, would I have a reason to believe that if we had these coins and we spent them in this area, it might draw a little bit less suspicion to us?
Absolutely. These coins are square with a hole in the middle of them. Your coins are just round.
Okay, that's a good argument. Tyrell, you're right.
What do you think we do with this guy? He's obviously seen us. He knows we're magical. He knows that we're not supposed to be here. It's your call. I would probably say that we, maybe make it look like a kobold attack. He's working for the Verasi Death Cult. Damn him to hell.
Why don't we find out your answer on the other side of our break? Leaving a cliffhanger.
We will be back. Boom.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria.
Hello, Koibu.
Hello. So, you have a helpless wagon driver. He's held for a few more minutes. The spell is slowly wearing off.
When I look at him, can his eyes are his eyes still moving and looking around and shit?
No, they are fixed.
I'm gonna shut his eyes.
He can no longer see.
Oh, I show him the Velthara amulet.
Oh no!
And then I shut his eyes.
Anton, what are you doing?
Nice. There's no going back now.
Shake my head, Anton. What are you doing, Anton?
I'll look to Tyrael.
I don't think there's any choice we have here. Imric.
Well, not now.
Imric, you fucked us here. I don't know why you would have rolled a lightstone out here and alerted him to our presence. There's not much we can do now. You've kind of forced our hand.
It could have been a monster or anything.
In a cart?
We don't know what that thing was.
A monster in a cart? Then why draw attention to it? It could have been, but it wasn't. It was a man, and now this man must die because of your actions, Imric.
Not true. If he
just
dies,
like
it's
the
by your
dungeons
hand.
all over again, Imric.
You two are full of shit. If you want to kill this man, do it, but the blood's not on my hands, it's on yours.
Would you rather the blood of your brothers on your hands? Do we send him back to his village now, having seen the three of us? Having known that there are foreign spellcasters on these lands? What would you have us do?
He didn't know we're a spellcaster.
Really?
Well, until cast whole person on him.
or until he felt a sudden charm for you, or until we cast a hold person on him, or until he sees us traveling this road without without like a battalion along our side and traveling safely, until he goes across a pile of scorched kobolds down the road. What do you mean, Imric? Think.
Imric, he asked me if I swear allegiance of Althar. You know, or to Veracity. You know I can't say that. What was I to do?
I don't know. I didn't hear what he said.
I'll recant what he said. He was incredibly suspicious from the moment I opened my mouth. He seems to know more than he's letting on. I just think in the future, Imric.
Listen, you can justify it how you want. If you need to kill this man, then do it. But I won't be a part of it. And you can't try and pin it on me. I say we walk away. We take his coins. We leave. What's this guy gonna do? Travel for another 3 weeks to wherever he's going on the other side of this cursed forest and tell one of his superiors we'll be gone by then.
It's not about this time. It's about next time. I don't think that we should be alerting people to our presence on this foreign island when we're here to steal.
Fine. We just be ambushed the next time. We were literally just chased by 4 flying wraiths on flying horses surrounded by wreaths of flames.
I don't think this man was going to ambush
because
us.
you heard some creaking wheels. You knew for sure that it was no threat.
I think we should have just waited on the side of the road.
Well, perhaps speak up next time.
We didn't have a chance to. You
we
threw
didn't have
a
a
light
chance
stone
before you
immediately.
started rolling it down, Imric.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Mind your tongue, young brother. I'll say
Listen,
and I'll slit this guy's
the
throat.
two of you keep telling me to stand up for myself. I'm going to take your shit. We're here in dangerous lands, and without me, you'd all be fucking being fed apart by kobolds by now, so...
Yeah,
When
and
you
without
put
us,
five
you'd be
people
under a
over.
fucking pile of dragon rubble.
That
Been
might be
dead
true.
Numerous other times, Imric. We have
But I'm-
saved you. We're the only people
I
you
am
can trust,
grateful,
Imric.
and I am grateful for it, which is more than I can say for you two to me.
We're grateful for you, Imric. We tell you all the time. You just don't
Yeah.
listen.
All right. I go and walk
Anton
away
will
while
slit the
they
guy's
do that.
throat while
Come on.
talking to Imric.
His warm blood spills over your hands. He leaves a gaggling gasp as he dies.
Let's... How far back were the kobolds?
Oh, way the fuck back.
Shall we burn this cart?
Like a day
Yes.
away.
I think that's a good idea, Imric.
Thank you, Anton. We appreciate that.
Wait! What do I take from this cart? How much gold exactly?
600 gold.
800 gold and 20 rubies.
Shall we steal horses?
There
If
are
we're
2
traveling
horses.
by foot.
Do you have, do you guys need arrows? Can I inspect the arrows? Are they anything special?
No, they're not magical.
Non-magical, well-made. You know, hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds of arrows.
I'll ask, is there a reason not to take the cart?
We don't want to be caught in a
provided-
cart that we've murdered a man in.
Yeah. The horses, maybe, not the cart.
Okay. I'm cool with taking the horse if you'd like.
They don't have saddles though, right, Neal? How much of a problem is that going to be?
We have horseback riding, by the way.
Yeah, we've got proficiencies.
If you're a proficient horseback rider, you can get by without the saddle.
Okay. Teal, should we take it or not?
The horses or the cart?
Horses.
Horses.
You two
Yeah.
can use horses, and I can go as fast as a horse, I think, so.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
Okay.
How many
take the
arrows? You
horses
said
and-
hundreds and hundreds?
Hundreds and hundreds.
Okay. I'll fill the bag. I'm gonna put 500 arrows on my bag of holding. Okay.
Sure.
They're sharp and pointy.
Um,
You don't want to put them in your bag of holding. They could poke holes in it from the inside.
Really?
Bag of holding
is there no-
specifically says you don't want to. It can be pierced from the inside, which will then break the bag and throw everything into the astral plane.
In
So
this,
we don't
there
need-
is
we don't need
no,
arrows.
There, it's dangerous.
there's no quiver in this whole cart.
Right. It's just a crate after crate of arrows.
Do we have a quiver that we could use?
I mean, I have my one.
We don't.
quiver.
What do we need arrows for?
We
Just
don't.
the future.
But
Okay.
I checked the guy's body. Is he wearing anything that might identify him as part of the army?
oh,
Maybe
what-
a just a symbol of veracity or something like that.
You will find orders on him, papers tucked into his breast pocket. That
oh wait,
you
don't tell
can't
us.
read them because they're in a foreign
I
language.
can't read
but
right
like,
now. I'll be able to read later, I think. Maybe.
Oh
But
wait.
he's definitely got some sort of identification papers on him.
He doesn't have like a sigil of Veracity or a ring or a necklace or
He's
something.
flying a
like
Veracity flag on his cart.
Can the true sight ring distinguish language, do you think? Probably not.
It shows you things as they are, but it doesn't translate for you.
Translate. Okay.
I don't see any magical.
I take the flag and his orders and put them in my pockets.
Gabriel, you're super fucking strong. You're as strong as a giant. Can you rip this card apart with your bare hands?
No, maybe, but shouldn't we just set it afire?
I'm fine with setting it afire. We can make it look like a monster attacked it. Either way, it's cool.
Or we can just destroy it, I guess. I don't know if I'm strong enough to rip it apart. I have 17 strength. I don't know if that's enough
Oh,
to
you're
just
17?
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
Not quite as strong as a giant. Also,
Okay, we'll set
are
it
there any
afire.
magical items on that guy?
Nope.
Okay.
I take the note and I hold it for later. He had a breastplate?
I already took it.
No. I'm just worrying about the... I thought you said
There's
it
no
hit. Okay,
armor.
okay.
No. Note in the breast pocket.
In a breast pocket, sorry. Okay.
Alright.
We set the... Go
Real
ahead.
quick. Can we go through his pockets and see what spell components he has, and then maybe you guys can figure out what level of a caster he was?
He's not a caster, I don't think.
He's
He
probably
doesn't.
not
He
a
doesn't do
He has
anything.
no spell components on his
He's just
pocket.
a cart driver.
How would he survive going back and forth up and down this road with like kobolds and shit?
That's a very good question.
I don't know if
Kobolds
Koibu
are
was saying that
corrupted.
because there's something we're supposed to be noticing, or if he just forgot and he's just trying to.
We've had, I
The
mean,
wonder of this, I can say anything, and you guys never know if it's an accident or if it's intentional. I love my job.
I wouldn't be surprised if the monsters in these lands work
Don't
with
fuck with Veracity.
Veracity
Yeah.
in some part.
Possible. Okay.
Let's
we set the card ablaze.
take orders. Yeah, burn it. Let's go.
Okay. You set the card on fire. I'm sure you have a way of making flame. This isn't a problem that we have to navigate, right?
We have
Yeah,
ever-burning
continue
candles. Is
somewhere.
that right?
Yeah, we have ever-burning candles and shit.
Okay. So at the very least, you can get a small fire going, and then build it and build it and build it. So it'll take you a little while, but you set the card on fire. The food, the arrows, everything goes up in flames. You guys have
Yeah.
a pair of horses now,
Good.
All right,
and
let's start
it
going.
is late. Yeah,
Let's
you
get
can go
away
down the
from
road
this.
until you find a good spot to rest for the night.
We also move everything off to the side of the road, like not like buried deep into the forest, but like some just normal travelers going up and down the road shouldn't be able to spot it from the side.
When you say it, you mean your camp or the burning cart?
The burning cart.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can pull it off the road,
Okay.
burn it. That's
Okay.
fine. Okay. Your next 2 days of travel through the forest are boring.
Okay, we get spells
know?
then, yeah?
You will get spells tonight, or spells for the next day, and then spells for the next day. Yeah, so you get 2 nights of spells.
Okay, 3 cure moderate wounds coming out. I think we go to full, but I'll do 3d10 plus 3. 1 for me, 2 for Tyrael, so you get 11. That's fine.
11 plus
You
I
back
get.
to- are you,
Do I get
need
2 for
7
1
more?
for each night or something?
that's 1
yeah.
day's worth. That's 1 day's worth of spells. Do you still need more?
I need like 7 more.
Okay, here's the other 3d10 plus 3. You're good.
Cool.
We're all back to full.
But you will have used some spells on this day that we're traveling, right? Because you rest
I thought we
that
had
night,
2
you get your
days.
first 3d10, and then the next day, the second night you rest, get some
Yeah.
spells, cast them in the morning, and it's that late afternoon that you run into stuffs.
Are you okay if I would have napped the day prior and then got those extra 3 and then this night? Because I think I wanted to get us at full as quickly as possible.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
You exit the thickest part of the forest into a thinner part of the forest, and you can see maybe 5 miles down the road lights from a village or a town or some sort of settlement.
I think we're gonna dodge this.
We're just gonna
Yeah.
move around. We're gonna follow the road. And we're gonna move around. There's no reason for us to interact with any people here.
I agree with that. You okay with that?
All right.
Eric?
Yep.
Sure. As you
Wait,
progress down the
just
road,
so we be clear, we're looking to turn south as soon as possible here.
Okay.
Yeah.
you can progress down the road. The forest in this area is less burned. You enter like a more healthy but sparser forest. You don't have these great sequoias all over the place. You just have sort of normal pines scattered about. You can see the lights of the town as the evening rolls on, and it's up to you guys if you want to try and like camp before you get to town, or like go around the town and then camp, or what you want to do. But we're approaching nightfall.
How many
and there
days
is
has
a
it
town
been,
in the
Koibu?
distance. Since you arrived?
Yes.
4? Was it 4?
Okay.
You arrived, you slept right away, then you traveled and got to the road, and then there was like 3 days on the road or something like that.
Okay, I just need to know when Unfailing Endurance is going to wear off. I think it'll wear off in 3 days.
Okay.
So is our plan to avoid civilization as much as possible this whole journey?
Unless you'd like to condemn any more men to death. That's correct, Emmerich.
Okay.
We don't mean to.
Do we
fight
want
violence.
to? It's fine. It's fine. It's what's done is done. Many more will have to die before our quest is done.
I'd nod.
I just prefer if they weren't innocents.
Well,
Shall we aim to fly again now that we're out of this cursed forest, or?
do you want me to divine it in the morning, Emmerich?
Maybe, yeah.
No.
Let's camp away from the road for tonight.
What? Let's just continue to move on ground. Seems to be fine. There's no reason to risk anything different.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess, yeah, we'll camp away from the road, Neal, and the plan the next day is to follow perpendicular to the road until I see it turn south, and then follow it south.
Okay. Yeah, you can skip by this first town. There doesn't seem to be any problems, just circumventing around it. You will, however, run into some people outside of town in the woods. Some of the local foresters who are doing their hunting, gathering, lumberjacking, mining, digging up clay pits, rooting around for truffles or whatever it is they do in this region. Ooh, they roll really well on their perception checks. Someone at the front of the party, Anton, give me a perception check. See if you spot them at the same time or if they spot you first.
Okay, 1 second.
They will
6.
spot you first, unfortunately. They rolled hella well. So you will hear someone kind of call out in a friendly voice to you. It'll alert you to their presence, and you see someone waving in your direction.
I'll cast tongues on myself.
And then I'm gonna nudge Anton. I'm gonna take like 10 gold pieces out from the bag of holding, and I'm going to hand it to him. And I'll tell him, from here south, we need to cross something called the Devouring Marsh. There might be a trick or something to crossing it. Perhaps it's worth asking these people about it.
Okay. I'll wave at them. I have tongues cast on myself. I'll say, hello. How are you fine folks doing today?
Quite well, my lord. Quite well indeed. What brings your gracious majesties to our neck of the woods? We haven't done anything wrong, have we?
I'll shake my head. No, actually, on the contrary. We're currently looking to cross the Devouring Marsh. Me and my bodyguards, I'll point at them. We're headed that way to, and I'll trail off there. Do you happen to know a path? A route?
I do, sir. He points northward. There's a road in the town, in Medrasa. Just take the road, follow it until you reach the fork, and then head south along the river. As far as south will take you.
I'll canter on over with a little bag of 10 gold, and I'll hand it to him. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All 10 gold?
Yeah.
His eyes will go wide, his mouth will go slack jaw as he looks at the bat, feels the coins, opens
It was
sees
10
that it's
gold of their currency.
Yep. Right.
Correct, Cyril?
Right. The guy's flabbergasted. Thank you, my lord. Whose name shall I praise for this good fortune?
I'll wave him. I'll wave like this. Keep it quiet. I don't want people knowing that a noble was a bit lost. And I'll laugh it off and walk away.
Okay. The guy goes back to his rooting around, and you guys can pass on through.
Anton, did they buy it?
It seems so. And I'll explain where to go. I gave him the 10 gold and told her to keep it quiet because I acted like a lost, dotty noble. Should be fine.
And you say south of the river, right?
Yeah, through the town.
Okay. All right.
You guys can continue through the woods, meeting back up at the road and then circumventing it every time you think you're about to come into civilization. It will slow down your progress, but you will be able to avoid the hearts of the city centers. However, you're still going to pass the occasional people on the road and the occasional people in the woods doing
So
things
as
they do.
the first few people that we walk past, am I getting funny looks being clearly a wizard or not?
You are not, and yourself getting funny looks. The three of you get funny looks all at the same time. I mean, you know, Anton's wearing dragon scale mail. You're all decked out in magical gear. Even to layman's eyes, you are a powerhouse to be reckoned with.
I think the dragon scale mail
take a note.
is good here, though.
Yeah.
Because probably high-ranking people would have the dragon scale mail, so people aren't likely to like question us and stuff. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We
Just
have to go
avoid
through this
people.
town, though.
Yeah, we
it seems.
can't get not seen, so let's just keep to ourselves and stay on the verges of the cities.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can go for the rest of the day, skip a few more villages, and find yourself making camp in the woods one night.
You said a few more days, correct?
No, a few more villages, all in the same day.
Okay, thank you.
Never mind. I was going to say some bandits come in you in the middle of the night, but they roll shitty checks and cannot find you. The next day, you continue along your journey. As you skip the next village, you run into the edge of a lake. It bounds your southern border. And as you follow along the edge of the lake, hoping to skip past town, you see that the road is going to like come up and meet the lake. And then right where the road meets the lake is another town. But since the lake bounds your southern border, it would take like 2 or 3 days to walk around it.
I will.
Position.
How far? I feel like we could fly over the lake, get to the other side, and then just go back to. We'd lose the horses though.
So we could either fly over the lake, or you said it would take 2 or 3 days to go around it?
If you wanted to like go south around the lake, you'd have to backtrack to the east, then go south, then go all the way around the lake just to skip this one town.
Can we not just like skip the town to the north side of the road?
Yeah, you could probably cross the road, skip to the north side, circumvent it that way.
How big of a town is this? It's like a ho-dunk small town?
It's a, large village, small town.
Okay, let's just go through it.
No, let's just veer off to the north of the road and then
if
come
we
back
can
around.
veer off to the north and
Yeah.
come around. Sure,
Yeah, you could probably
Yeah.
take the northern route. The forest is a little denser over there. It's kind of hard to see what you're getting into. But
it's
it's
fine.
not a problem. You can skip it and skip the next few towns as well, or villages as well. You'll pass one more day out in the woods when you see...
Wait. At the end of that night, just before the sun goes down, I want to turn into a bird and fly high in the sky and try and get a look down at the ground to see what we're dealing with. See if maybe I can see this river that we're meant to be going south up. See what cities I'm dealing with.
Yeah, you break above the canopy and you can see to your northwest is a large mountain range, or it's at least thick and tall, if not very long. You don't know the name of it. The road that you can see heads into the foothills south of this mountain range, and you can see that there are some actual significant towns in there. But the foothills are also sort of barren and wasteland, as if maybe once there was a great forest here, but it's all been hacked to bits. There are all these like small mines and little mining villages scattered all over the hillsides with little bits of interconnected roads mingling them together. You can see a river that leads from the large town in the middle of the hills that the road crosses through. But from your vantage point as a bird, you can also see that like going through the foothills is going to be hella hard. It's not like a nice, gentle way. The only easy passages are on the trails that lead from one camp to the other, and there's some small bridges that will cross like large ravines and canyons. If you wanted to get to the river, you're going to have to pass through the town that is in the middle of these hills. You're going to have to pass through the
Could we not
road
just
that
cut
runs
through the
hills.
wilderness to get there? Like southwest?
You could. You could, but you're gonna lose a lot of like you might end up walking for days in the forest, not really sure exactly where you are. There's not going to be any significant landmarks, and since you're unfamiliar with this area, you're kind of going to be wandering and crossing your fingers and hoping you find the right stuff. It's possible.
I feel like with polymorph 2 times a day to check where we are, we could keep on track heading southwest until we make it to the river, and then just pick up the road from there.
Yeah, you could try it. Totally.
I suggest we do that rather than walk into these hotels and have to go through a big town.
So, this might be a little bit meta, but it's sounding like we should probably try to go through the town. That if we try to pass through like a forest or whatever, we could get lost, we could get ambushed. There's like a ton of bad stuff. It sounds like we probably have to figure out how to go through the town.
I don't know. Really?
I think we can go through the town. I think we've been very careful so far. Nobody knows about us. I think going through a town when it seems impossible or otherwise is fine.
We just have to like put the hoods up on our cloaks and just pass through. Don't talk to many people.
Put the hoods up, pass through, don't talk to anybody. If anybody tries to talk to us, I'll make short conversation, say we're traveling to so-and-so. Should be fine.
All right, I don't know. I think it might be
We could even pass through at night.
Well. It's many towns that we'll have to pass through. There's only one really big town, but we can't veer off the road in the foothills.
Then we could fly. I mean, invisibility fly if you want.
What?
Through this area.
No, we're not doing that again. I'm never going to be on board.
I think we should just go on foot southwest through the forest until we hit the river.
I think we should probably go through the town.
We're going through the town.
Okay.
Stop and talk to no one. Keep in mind that anybody that you interact with for extended lengths of time is probably going to need to be killed. So maintain the least amount of interaction possible. Just shake your head, nod, whatever we have to do to keep moving through the town.
The first town you pass through doesn't have a checkpoint or any real like guards on the roads. No one molests you or stops you in any way, but you can get all these sidelong looks. Some people like glance at you and then quickly look away as if I don't want to see these people. I don't want to get in trouble. They look important and scary. I'm just a lowly peasant. I've got nothing to do with this. And then some people openly stare and watch as the three of you, 2 of you ride through and 1 of you walks through town.
Before we head into any major towns, I'm going to put on my dragon scale armor and take off my robes.
Yeah. Okay. In one of the small towns, when someone openly gawks, Anton is going to give them like a cold stare. He just wants to see if they'll turn away. What happens?
In fact, can I even, like, in the way in, can I try and get like a staff or something, or like a long stick to attach my Verasi flag to and carry it on the back of my horse as I ride through the town?
Is Anton going to be okay with that?
Anton would not be chill with that.
Really?
Well, earlier he wouldn't admit to worshipping Verasi. Do you think?
All right, I won't do it. I won't do it. I start getting the flag out of my bag or something as we see the town in the distance. And if Anton says that he doesn't want me to do it, I'll put it away. But
Anton's not cool with it. He's not like gonna flaunt that he's Velthara because he knows that that's bad. But he's also not gonna bend the knee to Verasi ever. So.
You give someone a glaring look. They drop to a knee and say, "Lord Gilroy."
I'll give him a stare.
What? They just stay on their one knee, and you ride on past.
Have we? Where do I know this name from another campaign or something? Lord Gilroy?
Gilroy's a town in California.
Oh, okay. I thought we'd heard this in some D&D campaign, but okay, never mind. All right.
You might have. I might have reused the name Gilroy just because I like the town of Gilroy.
So
they make all the garlic.
Lord Gilroy, no relation. Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll explain what happened and say that maybe if need be, we can use that to our advantage. Maybe there's another freak like me, Anton will say, who is sadly burned.
I don't laugh, sorry.
You pass through that town, no problem. You enter the foothills, making your way along the only road that goes through it until you reach the next town. This looks to be a large town of industry. You can smell it. You can smell the like the process of smelting and turning ore into purified metals and slag. You can see smokestacks rising, and the whole area just like intensely covered by the ash that comes from the large smelting factories here. At the front of town is a checkpoint. A wall sort of like goes away from the road up into the hills on either side with some watchtowers on it. And there are a force of soldiers standing here at the front of the town, checking people passing through.
Are you two okay if we etherealness through this?
What if they've got wards? We're dead if they have wards.
If they have wards, it would be bad. They do think I'm a noble.
I look
that
worried.
was Hodunk Village. Material, this is going to be your call.
You're the only one who can do it, Anson. You're the only one who can speak with them.
Yeah. Do you think that we should ethereal Material, speak with them, or fly over?
How big does this like city look? Is this like a grand like?
It's a large town.
Like Rawwick? Or like
Yeah.
Parnassus? Okay, like
I
Rawwick.
like Rawwick.
So
They
it's like
won't-
a walled town.
I don't
It's a
think.
walled town.
I don't think they'll have wards.
I would assume not in Arcadia.
I
Yes.
understand, but even here, for a town like this to possess, because to set up a permanent ward like that requires very, very, very
lot.
powerful magic, right?
Yes. The only place we've seen wards is in literally a dragon's lair and a castle.
In the castle leading to the queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a military checkpoint in a country that's at war where they monopolize all magic. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
Yeah.
we're risking our lives here.
Side
does-
note, if they've got watchtowers, they've probably seen you already. And if you etherealness, you might be invisible. You might be able to bypass,
Yeah.
but you will definitely throw up some alarms.
I think we're committed now.
Let's just go through like normal.
Okay, but let's discuss, okay? We are not submitting ourselves to any guards ever. We don't give up our weapons. We don't follow anybody to any rooms. We need to find a way to move through without being stopped. Do you understand?
Are you okay if I feign like we are nobility of this kingdom?
You can feign what you want, but you're not going to be able to answer a single question about these lands, about where you're from, about what you know.
Correct.
So
Yes.
they ask you
And
anything.
if they ask all any questions,
If they
we
ask
can't
any
answer.
questions, I will act like someone who is way above their pay grade and they shouldn't even be speaking to.
Which is exactly as a thief would act if they were trying to break into a town posing as nobility.
Would a thief have dragon scale armor?
If they stole it from another person, but perhaps. But I mean, they're guards, right? And they're at war, so it's probably understood that we'd be asked questions. Also, we need to keep in mind what's going to happen if they do try to escort us off somewhere. Do we simply begin to fight at the gates of the city, or?
We've got no choice at that point. We'll have to.
They begin to escort us off. We'll fight.
Wait, do we know the names of the men that we're trying to find in the marsh? We're wearing dragon scale armor. What if our cover is that we're actually trying to find them to assist them or something? Maybe we're dragon slayers too.
We do not know their names.
And we don't want them to know that we're coming.
I will just say, if worse comes to worse, that I'm Lord Gilder, and you must let me and my two bodyguards pass. We're on an important mission. That's if worse comes to worse before we start fighting. Otherwise, we're just gonna act normal.
Lord Gilder of what town?
They would know. I don't
But
think
what if they
anyone-
ask you?
But like,
And it's Gilroy.
why would they
then.
ask that? Oh yeah, Gilroy. Why would they ask that if like thinking if we're going to a city? We've never been asked. Oh, you're Lord McGarry of where? That's never happened to us as nobility ever.
That is... Oh, okay, fuck. Okay, I'm drawing on this information from another campaign, but we would
Yeah.
know this. Remember the name of that city to the north that got burned by Scoria in the wasteland?
Rawwick.
Rawwick. To get in and out of that city, you literally had to anal cavity search, right? They stopped you. They brought
But
wizards
we were not
out.
nobility.
True, but I'm guessing that even if you weren't, they're probably going to be pretty stringent on seeing like who's coming in and out. It's not like there was like a fast pass Disney World pass for like nobility.
We've been fast passed pretty hard through everything as nobility. I think we should. I mean, worst comes to worst, we're gonna be fighting.
It's just the thing is, we're exactly the type of people that this checkpoint is set up to weed out. So the idea that we would just walk through it seems a little bit silly to me. I just can't imagine it would be that easy. Like, oh, we're nobility. Oh, well, go for it.
Well, what is gonna happen? What do you expect to happen then?
They would ask
we
at
get up
least
there
a
and we're
few
gonna have to
basic
fight.
questions like, what have you been doing? Why are you out of the city? Where are you headed? Like just basic questions like that. We'd have no
Okay.
answers for any of them.
So as we're slowly trotting up, we'll try to answer these. What have we been doing?
Traveling
On a
back
mission.
from the front. We're traveling back from the front lines through the
Traveling
forest.
back from the front, through the forest.
Through the forest, and now we're heading south to the marsh.
We're on a mission to the marsh. We've been called there.
Yeah, and that's all the information we can give.
That's all we can give.
So in character, I don't think I would ever go with this. Out of character, I kind of want to just see what happens, but I feel like there's no possible way.
Well, what do you suggest, though?
Yeah, what do you suggest here? I mean, give us
We have to
some-
find a way to sneak around. I'm a rogue, so I'm always going to suggest sneaking, of course.
Yeah, maybe we could have headed through the forest.
It's gonna look too suspicious if we turn around now, especially.
Well, yeah.
when-
No, I agree. We're sitting here talking. We've got to go. In fact, we're already
have to
looking
go.
suspicious.
I didn't argue this,
Wait,
but
wait,
I mean, I would say that there's no way that they see us before we see them. That's kind of weird, I think.
Why would that be weird?
Because like as we're walking on the road, we're gonna see if there's a town in the distance. It's not like it's like a curved earth and we just like pop up like, oh, we see. Like we're gonna know that there's
You're
like a
moving through foothills, and you'll probably the first thing you'll see will be the smoke in the distance, and then when you see the wall with the little turrets where people are watching, like they're watching the road. So by the time you can see something of the town, they can see something of you. Right? That's the point of having watchtowers, is to be able to spot things as early as possible.
Yeah, it is. Like, but you're not gonna see like a guy in the watchtower is like, oh my god, I see it right over the hill. There's 3 people. They just caught. Like, it's gonna be like you're generally in the watchtower, especially if people are getting close. You'll see it. But like, if we just pop over, like, we're gonna see a city, and we're probably gonna like take us and like, okay, well, let's figure out. Because I do have my spy class. Like, I am gonna be looking, right? Like,
Yeah, it'll be, they'll see you 20 minutes out or
sure,
15
okay, yeah,
minutes
I'm
out,
okay
so-
with that. Yeah, but not like we see 3 men. They're heavily armored. We can tell every. Yeah, sure. Okay, just
Yeah.
So making sure we're not like at the fucking gates of the city, right? Yeah, we haven't committed.
No,
hardware
you're
yet.
not like showing up at the gates and then stopping and having a conversation. You see the town 15, 20 minutes out. You slow your walk. You walk slowly while you talk. This
Yeah, I
is
understand.
so far fine, but if you were to disappear all of a sudden with etherealness, that would definitely throw
of
up
course.
alarms.
I'll say to Imric, in the past, I've trusted the judgment of both of you in terms of handling different engagements. It seems, unfortunately, that my trust was misplaced. Maybe for a third time, I can trust you once more, Anton. If you truly believe that you can talk your way through the checkpoint, we can try. But if not, this perhaps would be the most dangerous situation that we've been caught in yet. We have no idea what their capabilities are. We don't know what type of fighters or wizards they have at their disposal. I don't know if we would survive a battle at the front gates of this town.
I agree. Is there still time to turn around now?
can always just turn around and walk off.
We could turn around and go back through the forest like I originally suggested. Yeah, we've lost some time, but it avoids going through this checkpoint. You're right, Cyril. This is risky.
I
agree
defer
this is
to
risky.
Anton's judgment. If Anton
I
believes he can do
say,
it.
I out of character, I would like to try it. In character, Anton would agree that this is too risky for the mission, and let's go off into the forest and.
We're gonna have to get back. We have to go back through the last town, out of the foothills, where we can turn off into the forest. Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys gonna go the other way?
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You turn around on the road and head back on the other direction.
We would like to move off the road though and travel off the road for a little bit.
We can't see
don't
the
think-
foothills. You said, Neal, right? Or can
The
we?
foothills are slow moving. There seems to be a lot of gorges and a lot of difficult terrain throughout here. You could try and just travel over the foothills. We'll make some checks. We'll see how the progress goes.
Okay. Also,
We've been
I want to
failing
be a little
endurance,
bit,
so-
off the road too, because I don't think it's likely, but it's possible that they send riders to investigate. So if there are horses coming down, I want to be out of vision of the road for at least an hour. Yeah. Or
Okay.
30
Okay.
minutes.
So you want to get off of the road, just like travel up into the foothills, and then head. Are you trying to circumvent the town
Yeah.
Yes.
for this way? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get everyone in the party to make me a strength check? Let's see how quickly and how
You should have
effectively
plus
we can...
4 because of unfailing endurance at the very least, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think for this it
Yeah.
would count.
Plus 4 to
Yes.
strength and stam checks.
Success. Oh, natural 1.
It's life.
Cleric life. Okay. Yes, riders were sent out. You manage to climb up into the foothills, and as you're like getting away from the road and getting up into the hill on one side of the road, you can see that there are a couple of horsemen coming down the trail. Looks like 2 of them lightly armored, no flags. One of them is coming down sort of carefully. The other, it looks like it's racing to the next town. That's back the other way. You will move your way up into the hills and over, and maybe an hour later, you hear the distant sound of bells in the town that you just avoided. They sort of like echo out to you out here in the foothills, bouncing around in the canyons. Something has thrown up an alert there.
Mm-hmm.
And perception checks from the party, please. That's good enough. That's all you needed, MrMouton. You will spot a singular human in the sky. They are dressed in pants and slacks with pants and a tunic with like little utility belt at their side. And it looks like some sort of mage with the fly spell cast upon them, just like up above the town, looking out and around. They have a spyglass in their hands, and they will drop. They would be right above the town. So if you were 20 minutes away before and now you're up in the hills, 20 minutes by road plus, an hour or so of going through the hills. It looks like they are scouting out the area and they have spotted you with the spyglass, and they will descend back into the town and you will lose sight of them.
I'll convey that to the boys.
I mean...
Nope, stop. Here's what we're doing. Do you have an ethereal spell?
I do.
Nick, do you have a polymorph?
Yes.
Can we fly ethereally or no?
We don't know yet.
We don't know. We should be able to gallop as a horse ethereally, yes?
Yes.
Well, we can just fly out of here.
No. We're not flying in the normal realm ever again in this continent. Because every time we do, it seems as though something can track us and knows where we are. Do you understand?
Well, I get it, but those things might not exist here. They may only be in the forest.
Maybe, or maybe not, but we don't have any way to know that, right? And do we want to be attracting that attention right now if we can avoid it?
We've just been spotted by a wizard.
So perhaps we go ethereal.
We need to act now.
Perhaps we go ethereal, you turn into a horse, and we ride off in a direction as quickly as we can.
All right, I grab them and I boom, ethereal.
You leave your 2 horses out in the plain, on the hills?
Yeah.
Abandoning them?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. You 3 are ethereal. You leave this world behind and re-enter that plane of existence that is naught but dark and light, where the dark is the bounds of your universe.
Wait, okay, so I'm trying to get back to that forest that I wanted to go through. I think it's to the southeast. I make sure I'm facing that direction when the ethereal spell goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the spell goes off, I cast Polymorph Self.
We jump on.
How long have we got, Anton?
18 minutes.
Do I feel like I could fly out of the foothills in 18 minutes from where we are?
This is... it looks to be about 10 miles from you, and no, in 18 minutes, you could probably only go 5 miles at most.
I want to fly for 18 minutes and then come back down to the ground before the spell will wear off. If I can. If not, then if I see that my flying won't work, I just sprint.
You find that you can get like a just barely above ground hover going. You can't really take off very high, but you can sort of like flap your wings and fly and sort of kick off with your hooves every so often to kind of keep yourself. It's more of like a series of long leaps rather than true flight.
But enough to get 48 movement speed?
Yeah, enough to get 48 movement speed.
Okay, might do that then.
Yeah. You won't be doing crow fly because you'll still have to kind of go up and down the hills. So you'll make a little less progress, but not significant for our purposes here. You will vanish, and 18 minutes later, you guys will reappear back in the physical world.
In the foothills, right?
Still in the foothills, certainly.
Once I sort of like knock back a bit so Anton gets off me, and I turn into a robin and fly into the air and look around, see if we're being followed.
You, as a robin in the sky, you can see that, sure enough, there are a group of people who have set out from the village, from that town way over there, on horseback. It looks like 6 of them now, including what sort of looks like that wizard-like figure you saw before. You're thinking. It's a great distance, you might be mistaken, but you think it's the wizard and 5 others on horseback, moving down the road, soon to cut into the foothills.
Okay, so they're not going in our direction then.
They're in the spot, they're nearing the spot where you guys decided to turn around and head back, or change course. So they haven't gotten to a place to turn off yet, to follow your tracks yet.
Okay, but I feel like if we're on horseback as well and we're going full speed, we should keep ahead of them.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so, alright, I come back down. Alright, they're coming, but we've got a good lead on them. Let's keep going. Get into the forest, and I'll turn back into the Pegasus. And this time we'll just go along the ground.
Okay. You will come round a bend and see what appears to be a small mining camp. There's a pit, like just an open pit mine with a small couple of tents nearby, a fire burning in the middle of them. You can hear the sounds of picks striking hard stone or metal. Anyone in the area spot you? No one in here has spotted you. Everyone is in the middle of their back-breaking work.
Yeah, we keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
You don't,
trying to get to
you
the
go
forest.
through the area, or are you going to try and take
No,
more
we'll
time
go
to go
around.
around them?
Yeah, we'll go around it. Or, yeah, we'll just go
More
around.
time to go around, taking the slow but sure path. All right. You guys get out of the foothills, enter the forest a few hours before nightfall. The distant lightning is still striking, the soft, gentle rolling thunder still around you. The gentle rain coming on down. It's been about a week now of rainfall and distant thunder and lightning that you've seen. But you make it into the forest and rest.
Once we break into the forest, before we rest, I want to fly above the canopy again as a robin and check for the river.
Do you have 2 castings of polymorph today?
Yes.
Sure. The river is southwest of your position. If you can continue to pop up and scout your spot, you should be able to get there, in theory.
I don't want to get. I mean, I don't want to get to the river because it. Am I right in thinking there's towns on the river?
The path that you're supposed to take is along a river. Yes.
Yeah. So we want to get perpendicular to the river and follow it through the woods.
Parallel to the river?
Sorry, parallel. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll make camp here then. If it's nighttime. If we've got more hours, then we'll keep going. But otherwise, we make camp.
Yeah. Evening approaches. And we can kind of skip ahead a few days in time at this point. You leave that area behind. You've alerted some folks to your presence, but managed to avoid them. And now you're just trying to follow along the river without quite getting to it. If you didn't have the ability to turn into a bird and check your location, this would be a very difficult task, and you would easily get lost. But since you can rise above the canopy and spot the river, you can see that a road runs along the river, crossing over it at one point, so that the road is on the other side of the river from where you guys are. And you can travel along until you exit the forest 3 days later, out into a strip of plain, which is maybe 60 miles wide, 40 miles wide, before another forest picks up again.
I recast Unfailing Endurance on the party.
Okay.
That would have been, I don't know, one of the days, if that's fine.
Sure. That's fine. Plenty of time in here to cast your spells. So anyway, you get to a point where the forest ends, and then you've got a strip of open land and a forest well beyond, scouted out by your birdman. The river is to your west. The road and a series of villages are on the other side of the river. Your side is nice and open.
The road continues south, right? Past
Continue
this.
south.
I mean, yeah. We follow the road until we follow south until we get to the swamp. That was the instruction. So.
All right. Cool. We keep going. You will come into... You'll have to cross another road at some point, but you don't have to do it where a town is. With your bird, you can spot the towns, cross the road in between the towns. And as you're wandering through the woods between these villages, you come across what appears to be a group of broken men. brigands, bandits, those who used to work for some sort of empire or army and have long since deserted and are now just knaves on the side of the road. There's a group of 8 of these people walking together very carefully, slowly. And let's do some opposed perception checks. See who sees who first.
I see them first.
1, 2. Ooh, that's very good. 3, 4, 5.
Just a little
6,
bit better.
7, 8. All right. So they will. One of them scores a nat 20. The rest of them, most of them roll below a 7, actually. 20 and 11 is a 31, so they will spot you first, and you will be hailed by cries. And as you are alerted to the presence of these brigands via their shouting, you will see that 4 of them have bows drawn and notched and pointed in your direction. The other 4 have, 2 of them have spears, 2 of them have swords, and they're calling out to you in a threatening manner.
I poke Anton, and I say, this is a perfect opportunity. We can pay these guys off. We can get some information on how to move between these towns. They might know a lot about the defenses. They might know a lot about the guards. Tell them that we can reward them handsomely. I'm okay giving them 100 gold, perhaps, for this information. Make it clear to them that if they oppose us, we will cut down all 8 of them. No problem, of course.
As Cyril's talking to me, I'm listening and I'm casting tongues. I look like I'm talking back to him. I cast tongues, and I'll wait for them to say something again.
We said put down your weapons, or we'll pump you full of arrows. And believe me, we're some of the finest shots you're gonna find in Solemn.
No weapons are drawn, my friend. Actually, I think this could benefit both of us. I'll pull out 100 gold in a bag. We're in need of information, and it looks like you're in need of gold. Maybe we can have a parlay?
Give me a charisma check, Anton.
Oh, he's very charismatic.
dear.
Nat 20. No, it's going to be an 18, but still really good.
18 still good, yeah.
18 is still really good.
Oof.
I meant total. 18 total is what he was saying before.
What's to stop us from just taking your gold?
I'll point to the dragon scale armor.
So you
I'll be
painted
honest-
your scale mail blue. You think that's gonna fool us? You're not the first person to walk around in fake dragon armor.
I'll be honest with you, friend. We're not from here. And we're not in the business of killing random people on the street. We're looking for information on how to get to the marsh, to the swamps, and how to avoid the towns. Are you willing to help us? This 100 gold bag is quite heavy in my pocket, and I think it would do a lot better with you, friends.
The man who's speaking nudges one of the spearmen, who will trot forward towards your 2 bags of gold. Each bag only holds 50.
I'll say half now, half after we talk.
But as he gets close, he gets a real good look at the rest of you. You know, it's not just the dragon scale mail, right? There's some fancy armor, Rohana's armor. There's clearly a magic spear in your hand.
Wait, real
Nick
quick.
is wearing some crazy shit.
Because we say this a lot, that
Tyrell's
we look really decked out. We are wearing cloaks. I think we've said this multiple times. Yeah.
We are
So
wearing
to
cloaks,
most people, you might see like a nice pair of boots or something, but it's not like Call of Duty where we've got like our spears and our huge swords at our back, and our cloak is like open, and you can see like the crest of our magical armor. Like we should just
Right,
look like
a
kind of
cloak
cloak.
is gonna come around at your shoulders and kind of reveal the front of you pretty easily. The spear is gonna be obvious. Someone
Okay.
just walking past you might not notice you, but someone
Sure.
like stopping to investigate you, who's specifically looking for like the hilt of your sword that might be coming forward and can see that it's gem encrusted.
Sure, okay, I know-
Or see
so-
that your sandals are glittering.
Maybe I should have communicated this better. Did you play Final Fantasy VII? Okay,
bit.
I'm sorry. And this might just be my fault. And I don't know where these two, maybe Nick and Anton, Luke, MrMouton. Maybe you two had different ideas. But when I think of like, when I say that we're like moving around like covered in cloaks, you know, like the black guys with the hooded cloaks that were like going to the reunion, like those are the types of cloaks that I was thinking, like full body.
Yeah, I think Lord of the Rings Wraith.
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
those
yeah,
cloaks.
those guys, yeah. I wasn't thinking like just like a normal like cape, like a cloak on your back. I was thinking like a full body, because our goal is to move through like,
Certainly.
yeah, okay, just,
But
Wait,
he
right,
does.
so when
but
you're
I
trying to
did.
move
I
stealthily, that's
specifically.
you can, that's fine,
I
that's fine, yeah.
specifically showed what I was wearing. So at the very least, they don't see the others, but they'll see me with my actual dragon scale, my spear, which is fine. But
Sure.
yes,
Okay.
normally
So if you're
it's
walking
like,
through a town, that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
If you're trying to travel overland, like to keep your cloak pulled over you to hide all of your things actually slows your movement because you can't walk
Yeah.
as quickly in that way.
Okay.
So when you're traveling like through the wilderness, your cloak has to kind of be open in order to make good speed. Through a town, it's pretty easy to like slow your speed down to half pace or 3/4 pace. Let the cloak fall over you to obscure all of your features.
Okay.
Out here, though, looks like they've spotted some of your gear. And the guy, as he approaches you, stops and yells back to his brigand captain. Hey, boss. And starts to backpedal towards them and then whispers at him.
I'll say, like, I already told you, we're incredibly well armed. We're not here to pick a fight. We're actually here to have a conversation. There's no reason to be afraid, my friend.
The main leader makes a hand signal, the bows come down, the arrows loosen, and he approaches you. So, you're not a member of Verosi's army, then? You're not an officer?
I'll shake my head.
Well, and he reaches out a hand as he walks towards you. It's a good thing to meet you. He extends a hand and looks at you in the eyes.
I will, I'll shake his hand.
My name is Kale. It's a pleasure to meet you. You are?
I'll swap language to Eridonian. Anything?
I guess you're not from around here then.
Okay, well, that's fine. No, as I said, I'm not. It's nice to meet you, Kale. We're looking through easy ways through the towns. And we're going to be heading to the marsh. These are my 2 bodyguards. As you see, we are...
Are you looking
We're
for the Orb
friends.
of Winter here as well?
I'll translate to Imric, because I know he's really interested in that, and I'll say, no, we are not, actually. Funny enough, we're looking for other items.
What brings you to the Devouring Marsh? It's not a particularly safe place. Can't imagine anyone would come here for any reason.
I shake my head and I tap Anton because I heard him mention the Orb of Winter, and I say,
Yeah.
remember, never disclose the details of our mission. Maybe you can say where we're going, but not who we're looking for or what we're looking for. We've got gold for them. They should offer us some information in return.
I'll swap back. As you know, we all have to keep our little secrets. I can't disclose what we're here for or after. Just know I am no friend of Verosi, and we're just looking for the quickest and easiest way to get through the marsh, and to avoid her death cult. I'll say and kind of chuckle.
Follow the river till you hit Fallaror, and then take the road south near Stonkar.
Balroar would be, I'll ask.
It's a large town. You won't be able to miss it.
I'll get the gold, put in his hand.
Sorry, Neal, repeat that. South to Falroar and then...
Deviate from the river and head south past Stonkar.
You wouldn't happen to have a map of these lands, would you?
He shakes his head.
Ask them if they know
Don't
anything
need
about
one. Born raised.
how do we get into
they
the
know.
cities, the checkpoints, the guards. What kind of questions do they ask?
What kind of questions do the guard ask at the checkpoints? Do you have any useful tips for going through cities? I'll pull out another bag of 50 gold.
He shakes his head. Ugh. Towns are hard. Difficult to get in and out of. Last scout we sent in never came back out.
Someone mistook me for Lord Gilroy. Do you know who he is? Anything you can tell me about him?
Lord Darren Gilroy, one of the Dragon Knights. It's probably because of your armor, but it's the wrong color.
What color does he have?
Gold.
Oof. Bastard.
Yeah, real bastard. He's doesn't care what type of dragon he slays. At first, when we heard about the Dragon Knights, they were killing reds, they were killing whites, they were killing blues. We were all fine with that. They turned their attentions to the silvers, the brasses, and the golds. Well, that's where I left the army. Someone who's out to slay any sort of dragon, even those that are a force for good in the world, is not my sort of person. What are you going to do?
Do you know anything about the wraiths that come when you fly through these lands? Have you seen them?
His brow furrows. He takes a moment, and by now, I think your tongue spell has worn off.
I have another
so
one.
Oh, then you'll need to recast it. Go for it.
I'll give him like
Cool.
a moment because I can't understand him, and I'll recast it and say, sorry about that. This is my last one. We only have 10 minutes.
Your last one, we only have 10 minutes?
It's my last spell that I can communicate with you effectively through.
You really aren't from around here.
No, sir.
Where
we're
are you
not.
from?
Eridon, I'll say.
Never heard of Eridon. Is that further east at the front?
Arcadia. It's another continent.
Oh, Arcadia. Okay, yeah. We know about Arcadia. Bunch of short people out there, right?
I'll
You're all
nod,
tiny?
and then yes.
Uh-huh.
So about those wraiths.
Out here, they don't show up very often. Sometimes. They mostly hang out around the Elven Woods. They are... I don't even know what. I have no idea what they are. But they ride nightmares.
Probably Veraci's personal army. Who knows? All right, my friend.
Something horrible. Something's gone terribly wrong around these places. You said you're looking for what? You mentioned Lord Gilroy.
I mentioned that people mistake me for Lord Gilroy.
Hmm. Well, you're headed in the
that
same
could be
direction
a,
as he and his party.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, my friend, that'll be, I think, where our parlay comes to an end. We're going to be heading off now. If there's anything you have of me to ask, feel free. I'm not sure if I can answer everything, but you've been kind, so.
Is there any other way we can help you part with your money? Do you need a guide through these areas?
Actually, I
We
kind of
could
like
lead you ourselves.
I kind of poke Anton, and it's like, would there be harm in traveling with a group of these 8 people? It brings down the overall prestige of our group. I'd rather be a group of traveling vagabonds than a group of 3 people from a foreign continent with great magical armor and power on them.
I'm very happy to travel with these people if Emmerich you are as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
They could be even useful
Yeah.
against Lord Gilroy if you guys are so inclined.
We could just have all 8 of them try to tackle him at once, and they could roll an 8d20 and add all that.
I suggest we abandon these folk before we head to fight Gilroy, did you say?
Yeah, perhaps if we get
Gosh.
too deep, but otherwise there's no danger in traveling with them, yeah?
I'll ask, how much for you to escort us through to the swamp? At the least.
We'll take another 100 gold to get you to the swamp. It's almost a week away from here.
Cool. I guess
Sounds
we're
good.
traveling companions now.
Oh, I'm subtracting another 100, so I'm down to 590 pieces of gold.
Okay. And with the aid of your guides, you can easily bypass all further problems and objectives. They will bring you along the road, but off of the road. They have 8 people, so with the 3 of you, that's 11. So enough folks that no one's really going to give you guys shit. They know all the great places to hide out, to camp out, to stay for the night. You lose the ability to speak with them for the most part, but they understand that, and hand gestures work well enough, so you guys kind of walk amongst yourselves. You can hear them chatter but not know what they say. They can hear you chatter but not know what you say. And a week later, they will deposit you very near to the Devouring Marsh. They'll bring you along the road into the woods, and then they will signal that they, one of them the leader will stop and talk at you for a while, knowing that you can't understand
I'll
him.
Yeah. All right, Tongues, before this, I would have had a conversation with Tyrion and Emmerich. They've been super useful. They've been cool. They've been chill.
Now they need to die? Oh, sorry.
No. So Tyrion, the man has gold dragon armor. That is probably far mightier than even what I have. He's going to be it's going to be very hard for us to even lay a hand on. I think that these people, they have an issue with them. We have an issue with them. Maybe we can work with them in taking him down. It's a win-win for all parties.
These men are, I don't know what they are, but if you think the three of us will have trouble dealing with this Gilroy, no offense to whoever our companions are here, I doubt there'll be much use in a fight against a man like that.
Well, having bodies against a wizard so they can't cast is incredibly useful. I think.
Also, we've been traveling with these men for some days now. We've observed their travel.
week.
Yeah. Can we get a general feel for their strength, their power level? Do these seem like level 2 fighters, or do they seem like level 6 fighters?
No, their leaders
like
seem
5.
to be probably like level 5, level 6.
Okay.
And then most of the rest of them appear to be in the 3 to 4 range.
Okay, so they are actually
There's something.
hard. Okay, well, Anton, as we get to this camp, I say either way, you should tell them that we need to get to Keygate or Swampside, whichever is closer.
I will tell them that. Are we interested in them working with us at all?
And you can ask them. I imagine if you tell them that we plan to kill Gilroy and his companions, that they'll run a mile.
Okay, I'll talk to them. I'll tell them that we need to get to Keygate. We'll pay them an extra whatever they want to take us there, or to the marsh that Imric stated.
Well,
Swampside.
let's think for a moment.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what they're going to want if they help us kill these people, right?
Okay, well, we're not giving them the weapons, but we'll give them anything else.
Do we want to give them... Well, what... So, is different dragon armor different stats?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do we want to
Gold
give...
dragon armor could be better than my dragon armor.
So do we want to give them that, or...
I don't think we should give them any items, right? We'll pay them in gold. I'm sure that Gilroy has gems aplenty.
They can have all of the wealth on them that they want. We just want their items.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll throw him that ball. When we get to wherever he'll take us, if he says, we won't take you any further than here, then I'll throw him the, hey, what if you work with us? I'll fill him in a little bit on our mission. Not the Scoria part, obviously, but we're here for those people. I'll spin it as we're on a quest from Velthara for the dragons, that they have been running amok here for far too long, killing too many dragons, and Velthara seeks justice for those dragons. And I am her chosen here, sent by Velthara to kill these people and
End their rampage.
And end their rampage, yeah. I would ask them if they would like to join our holy quest on this, and we will give them all of the wealth that they have on them. And if they would be interested in saving their country, I guess.
So you tell them you're a cleric on a holy quest.
Okay.
You want these guys, you're asking them if they want to help you, and your ultimate goal is to slay a bunch of dragons.
No. Our ultimate goal is to slay the people who are slaying those dragons.
Okay, to slay the dragon slayers.
Yes.
Yes, because they are
They're
doing
wrongins.
irreparable harm to this land.
Right.
As he said, killing the golds, killing the silvers. Anton has no problem with golds and silvers or brass at this point. He's very cool with them.
For now.
For now,
Your
yes.
your new friend will say, that's lovely. We'll happily help you travel around, but we're not on a suicide mission. We have no wish to end our lives here. Our minor rebellion has only just begun.
I'll nod. We do appreciate your help so far. If there's anything that I can say to you, maybe in the next few days, to change your mind, I would be most interested to hear about it.
Anton. Maybe if Gilroy and that, if they are in Keygate or they're in Swampside inside the town, it's going to be hard for us to track them down. These people can speak the language. They can move amongst the city. Maybe they could go into the town and find out if Gilroy and his party are in the town.
I'll convey that over.
We can go as far with you as these people are. Did you know where they reside? We had heard they were
Keygate.
headed in the direction Keygate. That's just on the other side of the marsh.
Or Swampside. I'm translating.
Quite a
through
ways
Anton.
away. Yeah.
We try Keygate first. If they're not there, then we'll head to Swampside.
Well,
I'll show
just
him...
over that way,
Okay.
he points like through the woods, is the town of Pepari. This town has the trail that leads through the marsh, which once upon a time was a difficult path and has only become more difficult in the last few years. The whole area is covered and blanketed with snow, as is the area south of it. Not sure. No one's really certain what is causing the winter conditions, but it is rumored that there is an orb of winter out here somewhere causing it. If Keygate is your destination, it's just across the mouth of the Devouring Marsh. It's a 2-day journey through difficult, swampy, frozen terrain.
How far is the pass? I translate through Anton, sorry.
Yeah.
From where we stand?
No, how far is it from Pipari to Keygate across the marsh?
2 days.
Miles.
Days. I don't know.
Very well.
It's hard to track distance
yeah.
in a nasty swamp.
Would you accompany us to Keygate and help us search for Gilroy? We're not suggesting that you help fight him, just help track him down.
Our 100 gold agreement was to get us here. If you've got more money, we've got time.
We do.
We have more money, yeah.
They sign on.
Another 100 gold?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money we're giving them, but okay.
I mean, these guys are the good guys, right? They're rebelling against
Yeah.
Barassi.
We don't care.
Well,
One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, so.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll pay him another 100 gold.
Great.
Do we want to do our...
You guys pay him some money? And why don't we take our break before we cross the swamp?
All right. We'll be back.
Sounds good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Together with your newfound friends, you guys can wait until nightfall so you can slip past the watchlights that guard the pass through the Devouring Marsh and scoot onto the path. Your guards will tell you it's probably best not to travel at night through this area, so let's wait for the sun to rise before we head through here. But already you are in colder conditions. Even though you're on the very edge of the marsh, there is a little bit of gentle snowfall. It melts by the time it hits the ground, but the air is nice and cool here. The Cloak of Plenty, I believe, provides you with enough warmth to be fine. What about the rest of you that don't have a insulating cloak?
If it's getting
magical
cold,
cloak. Yeah.
I can cast those spells for it.
On the day before we head into the marsh, knowing that we won't be seeing civilization and we might be expecting battle, I'm trying to change my spells up and take a stone skin and cast it before we head in there.
Okay. Do you have to burn any spells to do that?
I assume I've been using my polymorph self, but if not, I can just cast polymorph self on myself. I don't need to actually use it.
That's fine. Yep.
So, I'm going to take 4 castings of Endure, Cold, and Heat. On one of the days prior, I would like to I have these spells, actually, so I want to have cast Detect Evil. Just check the party. Anything? Probably not, is my guess.
No,
except for me.
More or less the same as you got. You know, there's some question about who Tyrael as a person that hasn't really crystallized yet. He's not actually evil, but he's somewhere, and in danger of being swept into the evil alignment.
But they're all good.
They don't
They're
radiate
not good. They
good
just
or
don't
evil.
radiate. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they're just chill.
I will be casting 4 Endure, Cold, and Heats on those 2. One's going to be at night, so Nick can get spells. So for around 8 hours, he's going to be cold, or he's going to have to figure it out. But for 16 hours during the day, he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Into the swamp we head. Everything around you is snow-laden. You can hear squawkings of birds in the trees in the distance. The water itself sort of has that rippling effect of snow on top of water that you can just kind of barely see the rise and fall of it. The swamp itself hasn't frozen over entirely. The path before you is clear of any tracks. You know you are the first ones to walk here since the snow fell, which if it's always snowing means no one's been in front of you for a few hours now. And you proceed down the narrow neck through the swamp. Is there any set of precautions that you would be taking that you want to declare ahead of time?
Just stone skin for me.
Okay. How many stone skin
able to
castings
start-
did you take?
Just one.
Are we able to start casting Stone Skin on other people?
Not today.
Yeah, I know, not today, but just like in the future.
I mean, I've got enough castings to do it if we know the day ahead of time. I suggest if we know we're going into a fight, we'll do it.
Okay, cool. I mean, Anton will be on the lookout, I guess. Like, we'll be on high alert because we're in a snowy area. There could be like a Yeti out here or something. Anton will probably be in the front with the other, whoever's scouting ahead, I guess.
Yeah, the leader of your allies will be scouting ahead. Okay. Hunt. No surprise mechanics built in. Okay. The path twists and winds through the swamp. You can see that there are planks and boards placed in various places, so you can go from like a patch of dry land across some boardwalks to another patch of dry land. On either side of you, it's gross. There's reeds. It's watery. It's uncomfortable. It's difficult to travel, but there is this snaking pathway through the swamp that is mostly traversable. In a few spots, you will see abandoned wagons that have been pushed off the side of the road and into the swamp where they had some sort of malfunction and had to be let go. Some of these wagons have even then been cannibalized to help create bridges and walkways. You'll see some of them have like wagon wheels that you walk across that have, you know, the other side of them, the other side of the axle shoved deep underwater. And as you come through this narrow passageway, with large trees all about you, covered in snow, blocking viewpoints and horizons, the man in front, one of your newfound allies, will hold up a hand in warning and then slink back to the rest of the party and tells you that he has spotted something ahead.
Can't speak to us unless Anton's got tongues.
Yeah, but he
if he
does
does
the,
that,
like, I
I'll-
see up
Okay.
ahead.
If he does that, I'll do the tongues and ask him, do you know what it is?
It's the Hydra of the swamp. It's up ahead. We could wait for a few hours and see if it goes away,
What did he say?
or we could turn back.
I'll swap to them, to Tyrell and Imric. They say it's the Hydra of the swamp.
Is it the Hydra or a Hydra?
I'll ask again.
The Hydra. Well, I guess there might be multiple ones of it, but you know, there's Hydras out here, and there's one of them ahead of us.
Do you want to kill it? I'll look to my friends.
Ask him how many heads it had.
How many heads does it have?
6, and 2 tentacles.
2 tentacles.
Is it worth our time? I'll ask Tyrell.
Oh, we don't gain anything by fighting it, do we? Other than potentially injuring ourselves.
No, we should be rest for the battle up ahead.
Okay. He will lead the party backwards on the trail for an hour or so, and tell you that he will go ahead and scout, and when it looks like the path is clear, or actually he'll have one of his minions go ahead and scout. When the path is clear, they'll come back and wave you forward. So you guys wait here along the trail in the middle of the swamp. A couple hours pass when one of your rear guards quickly and quietly sneaks back up to you and does like I see coming up the road. There's a wagon pulled by 2 horses with 4 guards on the wagon.
I'll try to ask, like, plating, like, what are they wearing?
He will,
Like,
you know, make
heavy?
interlocking chains all over his body. Spears
And then I'll
pointing.
go like this, like royalty. Do you think that like they're no idea? Okay.
No.
I'll
I give him the upside down V and then like a question, like, you know, a questioning look.
The
Like-
upside down V?
he's saying Velthara.
Verasi.
Oh no, Velthara.
Or Verasi,
Verasi
Verasi,
would
Verasi.
be upwards
Oh.
V.
Oh, okay. I think you said upside down before.
No,
Just
the
disrespecting my
downward
whole
spear.
nation here. I see how it is.
Downward spear, upward V.
Did they
yeah.
respond well
Is it-
to Emmerich throwing up gang signs?
They
in our-
respond. They shake their head at the Vrasi sign.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give him a thumbs up and we'll figure it out.
Sure.
Wait.
5 minutes later, round comes a cart. It's pulled by a couple of horses. It seems to have 4 guards on it. They are looking about. 2 of the guards are carrying spears. 2 of them are carrying bows. And then there's the wagon driver. They are coming nice and slowly through the snow. The horses even have some like fur-lined, what do you call them? I don't know, ankle warmers or something, as they trod through this area that they're certainly not used to being in. The whole wagon procession will come to a stop. One of the guards will hop off and like hold a spear out, sort of threateningly, but more of like, just don't get too close, we don't know who you are. And the leader of your assistants will go over and chat with them for a little bit.
Can I
You guys will have a
activate?
tongue spell.
Can I activate my Ring of Seeing? I'll slip it on my finger. Activate my Ring of Seeing. Do I see a magic aura emanating from the cart or from any of the people?
Do you have that Ring of Seeing description again?
Yep.
You see everything.
Wait, no, I
truly
can
as
just
they
scroll
are.
up and find it. Yeah. You will notice that there is an invisible person sitting on the top of the cart with your Ring of Seeing. What looks to be a spellcaster, some sort of wizard, is chilling on the top of the cart, invisibly, just
Do
enjoying
I
himself.
get like a projection of an alignment?
Even the aura projected by creatures, yeah, there's no aura on this guy. He's not 9th level, so he's, I don't know,
7,
at least 3rd level, but not 9th.
Do any of the people appear to be wearing magical armor that I can see, or magical weapons, or magical rings?
Does he get
Nope.
any aura from anybody?
Nope, no aura from no one. They look like ordinary wagon drivers and like guards of wagons trying to pass through this region. They don't look like they're out here for you in particular. They're not
Yeah.
flying any flags or banners of Rossi. They don't have alignments.
Oh, no
There's
banner.
not enough of them to really be a threat.
No
No
banner.
banners. No
We just
flags.
let them go, right? I mean, if they stop and talk, I guess we see what they say. But I reckon our our companions can sort of smooth this over for us.
Do we find that to be very interesting that there are people traveling out here without flying Verasi banners or anything?
I find it odd.
I mean, they're probably just merchants.
I'll talk to Anton and Emmerich, and I'll briefly mention. I'll say, "Don't look, but on the top of the cart, there's an invisible spellcaster. He doesn't seem to be of great power, but he still could be quite powerful. I don't spot any magical items on the rest of them. It's probably worth just moving through. Yeah."
Yeah, we don't need to fight these people.
Yeah, I don't think we were planning on it, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You guys can wait. And a few hours later, the forward scout will come back and let you know the path is clear. It appears that your guide had just told these folks to wait until the path is clear. They don't threaten you. They keep their distance. You keep your distance. And everyone is just happily independent and wary on the road. But once the path is cleared, you guys can continue on through the marsh. Reaching a stopping point, not quite halfway, since you had to backtrack and wait and then recover your distance. You're more of like a third of the way through the marsh when the sun goes down. And you guys will have to make camp with your newfound friends, who
Yeah.
seem to be sticking kind of close to you.
Suggest we make quite a large fire. It is cold here. We probably have no choice. Might keep away the denizens of the swamp.
We'll see what they do. I don't have any more tongues today, so.
As the night falls, your guides start to look for some places to settle. They do so. They find a large island, and you can pull your stuff over there. The wagon is going to stay not quite on the island because there's a bit of swamp between the big island where you guys are going to camp and the main road. So the wagon stays on the main road. You guys cross the waterway, end up on the larger island. You can make a camp. The wagon people have brought some wood with them, and some pitch and some other tools to make a nice large fire to keep themselves safe. You guys can try and tear off some of these frozen branches and get something going.
Great. Can we not sit around their fire?
You can. I didn't know if you guys wanted to be that close.
Yeah,
that
we're
you were
absolutely
like
gonna
doubling
sit
up
down in
with
front
the
of
wagon makers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fine. They seem a little concerned and wary, but they're fine. You guys are
Did
fine.
their wizard come out ever?
No, their wizard Tyrael mentioned them, and
Yeah.
you haven't
Cute.
seen them since. Tyrael, you can make me a saving throw versus spell to spot the wizard. Since you are at least 10th level,
Nice.
you get a saving throw versus spell to detect invisible creatures.
Sick.
Yeah, so even though the wizard doesn't break invisibility, you can sort of see that there's something off about the location of the wizard, enough that you could attack them at a -4 penalty.
Is
but
that just
be
a
sure
2E
to be
thing?
striking the same spot.
So wherever I'm at, I always get a saving throw to see an invisible person?
Once you are 10th level, and actually, there's an intelligence requirement. I think you need
Component?
13 int and 10th level to be able to get a saving throw against invisible creatures. Do you have 13 int?
I only
Tyrael?
have 12, so.
Shit. I might have been
kidding.
giving you the wrong saves then.
Well, I know who's getting the in on him, yeah.
Visibility.
Yeah, fuck you.
True, I do need that +1 in. I'm sorry. We need to go get those glasses.
All highly intelligent, intelligence 13 or more creatures with 10 or more hit dice or levels of experience have a chance to detect invisible objects. They roll saving throw versus spell. Success means they notice the invisible object. Not quite.
Okay, so you just don't notice him. Fuck it.
Yep, you just don't notice.
Okay, next day.
Not
Here's
quite.
a question. Invisible people, do they interact with their environment? So they'll leave footprints and shit, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So if that invisible person were to hop off the wagon and walk around, you would see footprints in the snow.
Okay, high-level argument here. Okay, as a Rurouni Kenshin OVA watcher, I notice that
Whoa.
sometimes ninjas in the forest, in cold forests, will eat snow so that when they exhale, their breath isn't immediately visible. If we were in a very cold environment, so cold that we need like a fire and we're like freezing or whatever, would I notice him like exhaling breath anywhere? Would that be like really obvious, or is that going to be still invisible?
That is a solid question.
The mom anime is
breath
good.
of people might show their location. Yes.
I
But
think
you
it
would
would.
already have to sort of be aware of someone to notice that, or like they would have to be pretty close for you to be able to pick that up.
Which he is. He is
Okay.
aware.
Yeah, so in your situation, you might be able to notice the occasional breath coming out from that person, especially if they are laboring. If he's just chilling under a cloak, he might be able to breathe slowly enough.
Sure. And he would
that
be
it-
aware that he was going to like let
Yeah.
a breath out, yeah.
Or if he's like, he might breathe into his cloak, or it's possible for it to be obscured if it was really intended. But if he's just like chilling and standing around, then yeah, the breath would be visible. Totally.
Oh, wow.
But he might notice someone easily looking for their breath, right? That's something probably you have to look at for a long time to see the breath. Or it's something you have to not look at for a long time, but you have to like make a concerted effort to like look. towards
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that is going to be highly situational. You wouldn't normally notice someone's breath unless you were on the lookout for it.
Gotcha,
If you're
okay.
like stalking someone through a frozen forest, you might be carefully looking for signs of fog appearing out of nowhere.
Okay.
If you're aware of it.
Gotcha.
Good reference, by the way. That was much better than the other OVA.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The summary
yeah,
OVA?
'cause there were two.
No, there was
the-
like one, and then there was like the whatever that other one was, but
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Anyway, that night, I take it you guys are gonna take your watches already. You're not gonna be leaving these random people that you've just met for
No.
security. That would be
No.
bizarre.
Correct. Both of them also for 8 hours during the night have the endure cold. So I don't know if that'll help them. D10s, D20s.
No. Anton,
Say.
it is your watch. I need you to make me a perception check at like -4 penalty. Okay. So you're not going to notice anything at first. Nick, I need you to make me a perception check at half your perception strength, whatever that is, since you are presently asleep.
You can do this, Nick. Nat 20, baby. Nat 20.
Rounding up or down?
Down.
There it is.
Easy. Easy. I wake up. What was that?
In a
I see.
startle.
Perception
Ant-
only 7?
He grabs a
Anton's
cup and he
asleep.
immediately throws it at the invisible wizard.
Yeah. True.
You wake up, Nick, because something is rustling you. You wake up because you're being like rolled over by something. Your what was behind you or what you were like sort of resting against was your pack, and something has rolled you over slightly and to like get at your pack and start to slightly move it away from your body. But somehow, against all the odds, with your 7 perception, you fucking woke up.
I wake up. What do I see? Anything? look
No,
around.
something is moving you from behind. Yeah, you wake up and you look behind.
What the
there's
fuck?
nothing around.
And
I see,
Anton notices waiting.
I see Anton half asleep when he's meant to be on watch. As I wake up,
Yeah, it's
I look behind me,
there's nothing
reach a
there.
hand instinctively. There's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Do I wake up?
No. You're
Wait,
fine.
wait. Okay, so I take my left hand and like swing it around behind me to see if I can see anything.
You find your bag open and your spell book about halfway out of your bag, but just sort of
Wow.
resting there.
Anton, does he see this?
Anton, you might have seen like Nick sort of like struggle in the night, but you know, someone rolls over in the middle of sleeping.
Well, he's
you don't
waking up
think
and he's
twice.
like moving
Okay,
his
okay,
arm.
wait.
But
So I see the spell book moving out my bag. I reach into my pocket and I fucking color spray behind me.
All right.
Wherever this
This
person
will
holding the
take
bag
an
would be.
initiative roll then.
Okay.
Beat a 9, Nick.
Easy.
All right. You grab some colored sand and a color spray out of your deep pockets, hurl it in the direction, and the snow crunches around an invisible creature that has just like collapsed to their side next to you. There's probably a saving throw involved.
Can I,
No, they fail. They roll a 2.
Anton
can I,
startles.
no, there's no saving throw, Neal. Level 6?
Well, it's.
I guess so, okay.
There's a crunch of snow on the ground.
Can I detect illusions to see through the invisibility, given that I know he's invisible, I know it's a wizard, like, I know where he is.
You can reach out to the crunch of snow and feel an object, a person, a warm person, and put your hands on them.
I grab his hand, and I, like, slap it on my arm to break his invisibility, right? That counts as an attack?
Absolutely.
He's color sprayed.
Yeah, he's color sprayed.
Yeah, but he did not initiate an attack. You are striking him. Like, what, if you hit someone with their own hand in the face and you do, like, why are you hitting yourself? Then it's not invisibility. That's not an actual attack.
What if me and Anton are both invisible, and I move his hand to stab someone? Who gets uninvisibled in this scenario?
Why don't we try it at a later date instead of in this moment? But I like what you're thinking. Yes,
Okay, well, what I'll do is then he's asleep. I'll get, like, there's mud around me, right? I'll just, like, scoop up some mud and, like, rub it all over this guy's body so I can see him.
Snow, yeah. So
Oh,
you can rub the
snow,
snow
yeah.
across the body. Yeah.
Sure. I can come over and I'll put oil on him. Fuck it.
All right, well, he's knocked out now. What the fuck? Hey, I turn around to the rest of the group. I start shouting, you, wake up! What's going on here? Your wizard's trying to steal my shit.
They don't understand what you're saying, but soon everyone is getting up as the sound of commotion in the camp rouses everyone. The other group, the more recent folks of which this wizard was a part, quickly grab weapons and start looking around. Your allies
they better
grab weapons
not.
and start like looking, but they're like looking outward of the camp for like incoming monsters. But everyone arms themselves and gets ready for the monsters that are attacking, which don't exist.
Anton will clap.
I mean, I'm
to get,
shouting
like,
and
attention.
pointing at the guy.
Yeah, Anton will clap to get attention. Point at him. Point at the open bag, and go like this. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
The other folks, the new arrivals, seeing what's going on here, that there's an unconscious invisible wizard, will rush over to its side.
I will
and begin
hold
to
them
pull it away
over-
from you.
No. Anton will stop them before they can rush to his side, and will stand in he'll stand in between them and give him a hold on. We gotta figure this out.
Shouting begins between your group, your assistants, and these newcomers. Steel is drawn, and the two sides square off while they shout at each other, with you guys not really having an idea of what's being
Kind of
said.
in
other
the
than,
middle, right?
Our
Yeah.
friends, right? Are attacking them?
Yeah, no one's attacked each other,
They're
but weapons are drawn and they're
drawing.
squared off. Yeah.
Okay,
The
well.
merchants, the travelers, are outnumbered and outgunned, clearly. So they're not starting any shit, but they are trying to recover the unconscious body of their friend.
That's not happening.
I'm awake now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're definitely awake.
I look
Does this
to
guy have
Anton.
a backpack on his body?
No.
I look to Anton and I say, Anton, are you able to communicate with them?
Maybe let me ask Koibu. So I would be on watch. Would I have slept my sleep and then been on watch to get my spells?
So you're either first or third watch, so 50-50 chance that you would have had a full night's sleep.
On a 2.
I mean, to be fair, though, he probably doesn't learn his spells while he's on watch, right?
No,
That's true, 'cause
I
you
would
would
I
be
would
in
have
prayer.
I would have woken up while you're probably on watch, learned mine, and then you'd go to sleep, and then I'd be ready. Does that make sense?
Maybe. Okay.
On a 2,
As
I will
long as
have...
you don't have a lot of spells to memorize, right? You've got 2 tongue spells that you would learn each
It would
day.
be 2 tongue spells right now, yeah.
And tongues is a 3rd level spell.
It's 4th.
4th.
I've
Okay, so
only
that would
been,
take
I've actually
80
only been,
minutes
I've
to
only been
learn.
learning 1 tongue spell, by the way.
Okay, so that would take 40 minutes to learn. So in theory, if Nick wanted to extend his sleep an extra hour so you guys could get a tongues at the early AM, you could. But it seems weird to like.
I probably wouldn't have done it, but
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have done.
it's fine.
I want this wizard spellbook now.
Yeah, I know.
Leaving him knocked out. I mean,
Anton doesn't have tongues right now, but I've had nap. I would have just napped myself and got my shit.
no, she meant to be on watch.
Oh well, I would have napped myself earlier. It doesn't matter. Fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll ask Anton. How long until you can communicate with them?
I just gotta memorize it. So 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Okay, I
Sure.
know.
Long time to
And I
stave
look.
off a confrontation.
That's fine. I look to Anton and I look to Imric and I say, we need to arrest these 5 men. We need to have our 8 men arrest these 5 men. They resist, we kill them.
I can arrest them right now with hold person if you'd like. I can get 4 of them maybe.
Well, the
And
wizard's
they'll-
down. Yeah, hold the others.
Boom! I hold
like-
person.
And I'll kind of like point to the other 8 guys and I'll kind of like make like a hand, like a handcuff symbol, like my hands together, and then point to the other 4 men. Yeah.
3 of them fail their saves, 1 of them passes, and then the driver doesn't
I
give a
only
shit about
I only
it
get
anyway.
one of them.
He only gets 1.
Oh, for hold person? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
The
do.
1 person's held. The other 3 immediately start to retreat back to their cart, leaving their held.
I'll get
spearmen
another
out.
one then. 120
As
yards.
the spells go off, your guys descend upon them. The battle is quick. It is over fast. The newcomers lay beaten but not killed by your 8 fighters with you, bloodied in a mess. You can learn tongues and discuss what to do with these people in the middle of the night.
I'll use recitation, and I'll learn tongues. 80 minutes. Boom. First tongues is off. Hey, they were stealing from our bags.
Our wizard
This person
spellbook.
right here. Yeah, the wizard. They were trying to steal our spellbook, and this is their wizard who's been cloaked this entire time. We would have bound him and gagged him, I assume. So
Anton, tell him I want his spellbook.
Well,
we want this wizard's items.
Or they're all stuck here, tied up.
I think it's only fair if brigands try to steal from you on the road that you steal right back from them. So, let's take their stuff. Let's see what's in this wagon. And your group will walk on over. The other guys are all tied up now and start looking through this wagon to see what's going on in here.
Is the wizard awake at this point?
The wizard is awake, yes.
Oh,
Tied
actually,
up.
why the
The rope is visible, but the wizard, not having broken his attack, is still invisible.
I will ask him, what the fuck were you thinking? We've seen you for the past, day.
You have?
Of course we have.
But how? I was invisible. There's no way.
I'll shake my head. Well, all of your items now belong to us. Talk to my wizard here. Maybe you can convince him otherwise. I hope not.
Can I go through the cart first just to check for traps and everything to make sure that the people aren't?
Yeah.
He wants
There's-
XPs, really.
Yeah, that too.
There's a bunch of ordinary merchandise in here. You see some bolts of cloth, you see some fine pottery, you see a collection of inks, some fancy looking stones of some kind. Nothing that you would really give a shit about. Just goods for trade being moved across the swamp.
No gold or
No
anything?
Somewhere in
Spellbook.
here, there's probably a lockbox with some cash. The wizard has probably got a spellbook stashed somewhere on them, or here,
Your ring.
somewhere.
Oh yeah, can I use the Ring of Seeing to see if I can? I think I need to bring one of them over because I can only use it once per day. But I'll bring over Imric. What?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask
Yeah,
Imric
okay,
to
I'll put the
activate
ring
the
on.
ring to see if he can point
Sure.
out any magical
You've
compartments. to
scoured
me.
the area. There's no secret compartments. It's an ordinary cart. All is
I go up to the wizard now that I can see him. And I sort of shake him awake, make sure he's looking at me, and I hold my spellbook in front of him and point to him, and then go like this,
I'll ask for
Bring
him.
back at him.
Where is your spellbook? It's your spellbook or your life. I'll make that very apparent to him.
He mutters something about a backpack stashed in this corner of the cart, and sure enough, you can go and find his backpack stashed in one of the cart corners and pull out the spell book. There are maybe 15 spells in there.
Sweet. I take it. Calm as a bitch, motherfucker.
I'll recant that back.
All right. The wizard asks you, Anton, what are you going to do with me?
Vengeance. I'll say vengeance has been served for this in my mind. What about you, Emmerich? You good? You good with this?
It's fine. Yeah, let him go. I don't care.
I take his spell components, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever the fuck he had to cast spells with, I search him and everything.
Yep. He's got this this utility belt on with all these little pockets in it that you can easily take off,
I'll ask
and
him
you now
to-
have all his stuff.
I want him to punch my arm so he comes out of invisibility as well.
He'll break his invisibility on command. Yeah, breaks it.
Nice.
I'll shake my head, coward. And then we'll move on.
And that's that.
Wait,
You
so
guys
they don't
can
have-
rest for.
It's a traveling merchant cart. They don't have any gold on them at all.
There is probably some gold on here somewhere. Yes, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
we'll
find
search.
a strong box of cash.
Good. How much?
See, they need to pay the wages of these people. Have a little bit of extra cash on hand.
And
I
it's
think
4
there
armed
is gonna
guards,
be
right?
80 gold and 200 silver.
The one guy.
You should split it.
Yeah, of course. The one guy had 800 gold, and these guys have 80 gold and 200 silver.
Yes. This is a. Yes.
Okay.
Odd.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take the 80 gold and 200 silver out, and I'll distribute it among our 8 traveling companions.
Nice.
Great.
All right, cool. I mean, I don't really want to kill them, you know. We'll let them be
I
on
have
their
no-
way.
Yeah, they got shown what's up. It's fine.
Yeah. I look through his spell components, Neal. Unless there's anything particularly rare here, I'll just chuck it.
No.
I don't know if you know what spells he's got, but if he's like if there's horns for clairaudience, or if there's anything.
It was more about him not having spell components, but yeah.
But yeah, I know. But if there's anything that's hard to come by, I'll take it. Otherwise, it's whatever. Just because if I'm going to learn his spells, I might need the components.
Right. I don't have his spells already worked up ahead of time,
Okay.
but
Well,
I
just
don't
say-
think there's anything crazy in here.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Sure. When I do make up the spell list, I'll let you know if there was anything worth it.
All right, cool.
Continue on.
And the next day we get going, yeah. Maybe we tell them to stay here for another day before moving or something.
We're not moving with them, right? We want them to be.
Yeah. Let them stay behind a day and we'll go. Because we're going the same direction, right?
Mm-hmm. So they will wait behind, but be left with their lives. Looks like Tyrael is moving away from that evil aura after all.
No, it's not about that. We had to kill the one guy, okay?
Yeah, we had to kill that earlier guy.
Okay. One more check for scary swamp monsters. Is a fail, so you make your way through half of the swamp today, and there's only the last 1/6 of it before you. You will have to rest one more night here in the swamp, and then make your way through the rest of it the very next day.
All right. Interesting that this. I've just realized this guy was a wizard, but outside of Verasi, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things we were
So-
saying. Yeah, it's weird.
Mm-hmm. You make your way all the way through the swamp with no encounters. It's unfortunate.
Well, we did almost run into a Hydra.
Yeah. Thankfully, you had scouts with you who could make it easy for you to avoid the encounter. And you make it out and to Keygate. It is the town just outside of the Devouring Marsh on the other side. It is gently blanketed in snow. It looks quiet and peaceful and quaint, except for this huge wall that wraps around it, facing the swamp. You can see the wall has been damaged in some places from the monsters that have come out from the swamp. It's sort of semicircular. It doesn't wrap all the way around the town, but it does do the front of the town that faces the marsh. But the gates are open, and as you approach, your guide will signal to you that he needs to talk to you one more
Yeah.
time. There'll
I
have been a
too.
day, so you would have been able to remember your spells.
Boom.
And
What's
he'll
up?
say, well, do we go into Keygate, or do we go around it?
Tyrael?
We don't feel
I
like
don't think
they're.
there's any...
We don't feel like
I
they're.
don't think there's any checks here.
We need to look for Gilroy. The owl said he
Find
might be in
Gilroy.
here. They said he was either in here or in Swampside, wherever that is. Hopefully he's
Further
here.
along the route.
If it's safe, we could travel in, we could rest the night here if it's safe.
Yeah, and perhaps
We
these
could do
guys could ask around and see if they think if anyone's heard of
Yeah.
Gilroy is here. Yeah.
I think
Well,
I
you
don't know
wanna
about.
cover up then. Hide
Let
that armor of
me-
yours.
Let me nap myself and we can divine up what we should do. Is that chill or no?
I think we should go, and I don't know about you. I could do with a drink and a nice bed. Been on the road for a long time.
I don't think there's any harm in going in. If they think it's safe, it should be safe. Let's go.
I guess I'll try and not look like a wizard, Neal. I'll have my bow out. I still wear my robes, but
Okay.
yeah.
You guys can wrap your cloaks around you tightly so as to pretty much hide everything on you unless someone is really into feet and stares at your sandals.
Yeah.
But the foot fetish chance is pretty low on a D100, I think. So you guys enter town. You can be taken to an inn where your guides will get rooms for all of you, and they will pay out some cash that they have been given by you for it, and start asking around town for a Lord Gilroy. And I think this is where we take our third and final break for the day.
That'd be fourth break. I think. Oh wait.
Can you? I fucked up, Koibu.
Did you?
I tried to find the emoji menu on my computer and I pushed a button. Now my whole screen is magnified. How do I undo it?
Control 0?
Control 0.
If you're on a browser?
No,
I'll
no,
do
no.
it,
My
but-
whole my whole computer screen is magnified.
Oh, I have no idea then.
I have no idea.
Somebody must know. Anybody in chat?
No, you could zoom.
I didn't either. I don't know how it's doing its thing.
Windows minus.
Windows minus. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the magnifier opened up. Okay. Anyway,
Oh,
we'll be back.
Well played, Neal.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. You make your way to this nice, happy little inn. Come on, tucked inside. Your people pay for it. And as you settle down to get some food, actually, before you settle down to get food, you've got some rooms. If you're going to be sitting in the common area, then you're going to probably want to get rid of some of your gear because you're not going to be able to maintain a sitting position cloaked up. Or you can just hide yourself in your rooms and never come out, and then don't worry about visibility.
That's what we're doing.
All right,
Really?
so you chill in your rooms and
If you want to
hide
go
away.
downstairs, you can. I'm not.
Yeah, I'll
remind Emmerich
You know.
before he goes downstairs that you literally can't talk to a single fucking person here, and we're gonna stand out even
Yeah, I
if we
feel
do
like you're
hide our
being.
guard.
I feel like Emmerich is. Yeah, Anton will say, Emmerich, you're being too casual for.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I go back to my room. I wait to hear their doors close. I go downstairs after they, I sneak downstairs. I just want to go and buy some wine from the bartender. I just point to a bottle behind and hand him some.
Sure. So you come down, your cloak
yeah.
pulled tight around you, and to your surprise, you hear a group of people speaking in Eridonian in the common room.
Oh.
They are
Interesting.
just having an ordinary conversation. They're chatting about one of the gentlemen in the tavern. It's a group of 3 women chatting amongst themselves, and they're talking about this,
Wow.
what do you call this himbo over there at a table.
Ah, civilized people, I say, coming over to that table.
Their heads turn up and they see you coming. They stand, and one of them says, well, someone from the homeland. It's been a long time.
Indeed. Can I take a seat? I didn't expect to find friends in this place.
They motion to the free chair at the table, and the woman who spoke up first says, I am Ariel. It's nice to meet you.
Fantastic.
my
Lovely to meet you, Ariel.
Sister Rosa and our friend Helen.
Nice to meet you all. My name is Jonas.
Jonas?
Jonas, indeed. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I take the hand. Get the prettiest one. I kiss her hand.
If you just want to ERP with Koibu, you could have just told us.
Listen,
Great,
listen.
I'm listening
guys,
to this. Go.
Ladies. Do you... I don't suppose you speak that language. I've been trying to pluck up the courage to order a drink, but I'm not sure what to say.
Certainly. We speak
you-
the tongue common to these lands.
Could you order us some wine?
If you have the coin to pay, she says,
course.
raising a hand and snapping for a bartender. When a bartender comes over, they will order you some wine. You can put out some coins.
I pay with
table.
I pay with a gem.
Ooh,
If they'll take that, and I'll buy drinks for the whole table for the night.
yeah. You didn't take any like precautions of stripping yourself of all of your magical gear, right? So you're sitting at the table trying to keep your cloak pulled around you as much as possible to hide the rest of your stuff.
Well, I mean, what stuff?
All right.
I mean, I've not got my weapons with me. I've got my black robes on, but they're just black robes.
Just teach him a lesson, Koibu.
Well, you have a cloak of protection, right?
A
That's
fine,
true, yeah.
very fine cloak of protection.
Just
I,
teach him a
I believe it's a +2, right? So it must be.
It is a
that's
plus
a
2, yeah.
stunning cloak.
And do you still have stone skin cast on you?
No, that's a good point. I will have cancelled that before I got to the town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teach him a lesson.
So you are wearing your cloak of protection and your magical rings.
Very fine rings.
Yeah.
You're otherwise just
Yeah.
chilling, right?
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm drinking some
You don't
wine.
have your +2 sword at your side, do you?
No, I leave my weapons in my room.
You got a +1 bow over your back, though?
No, I leave that in the room. No weapons.
Okay, so it's just the cloaks and the rings that might be
wands,
magical.
right?
No wands. I leave all my weapons. Well, no, my wands are my robes. They're fine. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Finish.
So they will make some small talk with you, asking, how you got here, what's your business over here, how long have you been away from the homeland. They'll tell you a story about, they came out this way about 20 years ago, looking for adventure and haven't been home since.
Wow.
They appear to believe that the Empire of Eridon is still the stronghold in Arcadia and are completely unaware of any current events happening back home.
I'll probably ask them, whereabouts in Eridon are you from?
We are all from Wake County. Redport, to be specific.
Redport. You're lucky. I think Redport's still in good shape. There's been some bad tidings in Eridon in recent years, I'm sorry to say. But I think your home should be safe for now. In fact, your count's calling himself a king these days.
I'm pretty sure the queen in question won't be happy with that.
I'm sure she's not. I'm not sure she's got much she can do about it, though. Things, like I said, took a dark turn over there a few years back.
They'll
Perhaps
ask
not
you
as bad as
for-
it is here.
Yeah, they will ask for explanations and dig into this lore. We don't have to you don't have to recite the whole story of everything that's gone on, but if you can give me a overview of what you talked to them about. Do you tell them the whole
sure.
story?
I'll just say that I'm not sure how it happened, but some sort of monsters from another plane of existence invaded Eridon, destroyed half the country. Everything from Shirebrook to Cauldron, I think.
What about you? How did you escape?
I didn't so much escape as just doing some traveling. Meeting a friend over here. If I can find him.
Who are you looking for?
I'm not sure he'd want me to say. No offense.
It's all very mysterious.
Mysterious times.
Do you give them any information? If they ask what you're doing in this part of the world, do you just avoid questions and give non-answers?
Let's just say I'm meeting a friend. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then
Yeah,
they will, get that you don't want to press the issue, and they'll make some small talk with you for a while, have a couple of drinks with you, but otherwise, that's the end of that, I suppose.
Yep. Once I don't want to get plastered, right? So I'll have a few drinks and say, well, got some things to do tomorrow, so it's lovely to meet you. Perhaps I'll see you in here another night, but you can spend the rest of that jam. Good night.
All right, yep. They'll go their separate ways. You go your separate ways. Nothing
Yeah.
comes of it. You guys can hang out in your rooms until your friends come back. They will come back with news of Lord Darren Gilroy, one of the Dragon Knights. They will tell you that Lord Darren Gilroy and his men came through here recently, maybe about a month ago, looking for the landing place of a black dragon that they had been fighting, that had managed to elude them and make its way to this swamp and has been hiding in the swamp ever since. They know they can like pinpoint roughly the location of a dragon, so they know it's still here, but they've moved out of Keygate and into Swampside because that's closer to where the dragon resides and it's a larger, more prosperous town. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like a week away.
Guess we're going there.
Anton, should we pay our friends some more gold to escort us to Swampside?
Yeah, although we need to taper. We've paid these guys a lot of money.
I mean, it's money that we've just found here.
Sure, I know, but 300 gold is like...
The last 100 gold you gave them to get through the swamp will get you to Swampside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that covers that already. So...
and we gave them the 80 gold and the 200 silver that we just got off the last card too. Like these guys are good.
They're pretty happy with you guys. It's been a great arrangement. They've got some money to finance their stuff. They're a few weeks out of the way of what they were doing beforehand, but this has been quite lucrative and fascinating. You know, strangers from a far off land wearing dragon scale armor looking for dragon slayers. They at least want to see this through to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think we'll probably leave Keygate tomorrow.
Okay. Once again, you guys can sort of stick to the road and travel off it as you get towards important things, but there are fewer towns here than on the north side of the swamp. So about a week later, you will arrive in Swampside. Here you are far enough away that the snow is not a really big deal. The temperature is a little bit cool, but not too dangerous, not too frustrating. And you guys can come into the unwalled town of Swampside.
For a black dragon, is it possible to begin to attempt to scry on him with low percentage chances? No.
Don't
You would
think
need
so.
more than...
Okay.
We need its name at least.
Okay.
You guys can pull into Swampside one evening. Your guides will bring you to another inn here. It's pretty quiet and sleepy already. The night watchman's half asleep at the table when you arrive. No one's in the common room. There's only 3 rooms left, so you guys are all going to have to bundle up. The 3 of you in one room, the 8 of them will split between the other 2 rooms.
Sure.
And
When I'm in the room, could I maybe try and use the crystal ball on Sir Derek Gilroy in his golden dragon armor? I mean, I'm partially aware of him at least.
yeah, probably. I think crystal ball.
We can scry on him because we would have started scrying on our way, especially towards the city, which was, you said it was about a week's travel, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
could have been-
slightly informed of him. So go ahead, give me a scrying check here in
7?
town.
I mean, can I do it every night, or is it I'm just starting doing it when I get to the town?
Oh, you start doing it when you get to town, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. Not really sure where he is. Scrying's not working. But everyone has reported that this is the town that they were last seen in, that they have been operating out of. So the question is, come morning, what are you guys going to do to find this guy?
Well, are they still
Well, then
here
go
in the
ask
town?
around, right?
Yeah.
Sure. You can ask around the next day. When the sun comes up, you can send off your dudes to ask around for Darren Gilroy, and it appears that Darren and co have recently come out of the swamp. They've gone in, looking about for a dragon, came back out with one of their members badly injured. Let's make one of you make me an intelligence gathering roll for your new henchmen NPCs, your hirelings.
24?
That'll do it. Lord Darren Gilroy has 3 associates that he travels with. Collectively, the 4 of them are known as the Dragon Knights. Two of them are warriors. One of them uses a mace and a shield. Another uses a spear and a shield. And then there is a cleric and a wizard that travel with them.
The cleric used the sword.
I didn't get an
injured.
answer to what their weapons they were using. But it appears that these 4 people are extremely skilled warriors and wizards. They're highly competent. They've killed maybe a dozen dragons already, turned a gold dragon into dragon scale male, and are looking for this black one.
Who's injured?
The other fighter, not Lord Darren Gilroy.
Is it our understanding that they'll have all 4 dragon slaying weapons, or just one of them with this party?
All 4.
All 4, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we kill them inside the town when they're unarmored, because you're probably usually not fully decked out inside the town. We need to do another assassination hit squad thing, and then we amulet out when we get the shit.
Yeah, as soon as we've got the stuff, we just leave.
While it is true that most people are generally unarmored when they're in town because there's not much of a need to be, you guys definitely wear your armor all throughout town and all over the place. And it would be not inconceivable for a group of Dragon Knights to be similarly geared up, especially if they're
I agree with that.
extraordinarily strong and scary. But they also might walk around ungeared, or maybe in 1s or 2s, or a split-up party at some point.
And they're in town, right? Do we know where they are?
Not yet. We've just heard that they're in town, but we don't have a location for where they are staying.
Well,
This
we
sort
need
of
to find that.
information can be gathered. It's just going to be a matter of time, money, and visibility. So if you want to just easily ask around very directly and offer people a bunch of cash, you could probably find out quickly, but it would also be a pretty obvious, you're going around asking people about these folks.
Yeah.
If you want to be less visible, you can either take more time, well, you'll have to take more time and possibly more money, or
Let's.
Is the
some
family
other-
in
Can we
this
have?
town?
Can we have like a? Well, yeah. Is there a family presence over here, like criminal?
there's definitely a criminal presence, but probably not related to your criminal family.
Can we have like a
overseas.
conversation in our room about how we want to do this? Let's figure out like what is our.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Because yeah. We're in our room. Yes.
Yeah, we need to attack as soon as possible, I think.
I would like to activate the Ring of Seeing to make sure that there are no wards, listeners, scrying, anything like that around us. It appears to be empty.
You scan the room, and it is just an empty, barren in-room.
Okay.
I think the best, well, my idea would be we find out where they are, and in the night when they're asleep, we teleport Candle into their room and take out one of them at least immediately when they're
You have to be
asleep.
able to scry on them in order to teleport in their room.
Yeah, but if I can find out what room they're in, I can clairvoyance into the room and get a look at it.
We could attempt to kill them in their room. We could kill them in open combat in the streets. We could pretend to team up with them and kill them while fighting a dragon. We could kill them on the way back from a dragon. What do we think is the most likely to
On
succeed?
the way back or fighting them in the city?
Not in their sleep? You don't think that we could kill them at night?
I think
They're
that
fine as well.
I think if we can get into a fight where we have already cast all our buffs and they haven't, then we've got the best chance. And if they're split up, even better chance.
I don't know if we want them to be split up. If they're split up and we kill one or two, then the others might run and we won't be able to teleport out immediately.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to be
You can
stuck
not run?
here. Well, if you had just lost 2 of your party members, I mean, I think that you'd probably do best to retreat at that point, yes?
Their
Maybe,
wizard
yeah.
can probably teleport as well.
That's true.
So
Ideally, if we sneak up on one of them, it's the wizard.
We kill the wizard, yeah.
I think an open fight in the street's the worst thing we can do.
I agree with that.
So slaying them at night, it seems, would probably be the best idea we could have, yes?
Yes.
I think so. I mean, if you could sneak into their room, you could probably kill one of them.
Do we think that these men, did we find out, I'm sorry, do they go to like any taverns or whatever? We don't know exactly where they're staying, right? We don't know the rooms or anything?
Right. It's just been heard that they are in town, and then they reported back to you as soon as they heard that these guys were in town.
I mean, there's a number of tricks we could employ, although it would maybe require some degree of luck. I have 3 potions, 3 potions of poison. If we could get them to drink these, maybe at a tavern or something, like it would make our job very easy. I also have 2 potions of sleeping. We still have a few candles at our disposal to use.
We could we use the combination of a bribe and a suggestion spell to have the barkeep poison their wine or something?
Poisons are really slow. Usually, they're almost
It's
never.
the one we've got is instant death, isn't it? In a few rounds.
What is
I
the
thought.
potion of poison, Koibu?
It was like F, I think. Does it say what type it is?
No, I don't
Steven,
have that
on there?
listed. I don't think we've
If
used
it is,
these
you're
before.
probably gonna have to deal with the cleric. I always have a hold poison on me, so. But
They won't know they've been poisoned until it's too late.
I don't think that's true. I think if someone played it against us, where our wine was poisoned, I think we'd have a little bit to like notice. Koibu would be like, "Oh, Imric starts to like gag and like his throat like starts to like, get huge," and then I would cast hold poison. Yeah.
The DM selects the strength of the poison desired, although most are strength J. See table 51 poison strength. So if most are strength J,
Can you remember where we got it, Steven?
It was in some quest where, you get 6 potions or whatever. Like in some, maybe it was when we killed Azeron, or maybe when we did, yeah.
God. So strength J is 1 to 4 minute onset time. If you fail your save, you die. If you pass your save, you take 20 damage.
Jesus.
It's pretty good.
It must be ingested.
How much?
The whole potion.
But like, what is that? Could you take a shot of this, or do you need to drink like a full like a liter of like beer? Like what? How much is
Yeah, how much liquid is it?
Good question. See,
I would assume a
you can
potion.
drink one round in combat in like one big gulp. So I would say it's more than an ounce, less than 12 ounces. A soda can is 12 ounces, right?
Yep.
So it's probably like a quarter of that size, so about 3 ounces, which is
Like
a
a
double
shot.
shot.
Okay, like a big
Double
shot.
Yeah, I think a shot is like an ounce and a half normally. So
Okay. It's
We're gonna have to get
feasible.
him to do a shot. You probably don't want to mix it because if they stop drinking it halfway through because it tastes nasty.
Yeah, but I mean, like, this is all incredibly suspect. Right now, I'm just throwing out ideas, and we'll see what we like. The idea of having a bunch of strangers approach you and then getting to drink mysterious
isn't
liquid,
happening.
I don't know if this is gonna work. I think killing
No,
them in their
but
sleep.
but it could be that drinks could be spiked by the bartender.
Yeah, but that's assuming that they're in a tavern drinking. We don't know
Well,
that
yeah.
yet
I
either.
think that this is just not something
Yeah, this might be way too
that we think
complicated.
about right now. Yeah. It's gonna be-
Okay, I would say, right,
Uh-huh.
we've got poison. I mean, this seems like a perfect time to use poison. I mean, if this isn't an appropriate time, when is? Because
Maybe when you speak the language.
Well, the
you can-
goal
you
of
can use it for
poison,
game.
the benefits of poison is you can kill somebody and not be there. That's like the big thing. You could do it at a future date and time when you're
We
not
need
present.
to be there.
But like that's like the biggest strength. So you're saying like if there's ever a place to use it, well, that's usually the place to use it when you don't want to be there, right? If we're right next to somebody you poison them, you could otherwise kill them. I mean, that's not always like the best way to use a poison, right?
Well, I'm saying using a poison that instant kills against someone that you maybe can't beat in a fight.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I get it. It's hard. I just don't know how. We just don't know where they're at yet. How about this? Could we give me? We know that they're in this city, right? We know that much at least, Koibu. We've been informed. Mm-hmm. Give me a night, and I can try to track them. Because it's what I do, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe because our plan is probably going to be significantly different versus if they're staying at like upscale tavern versus if they have like their own estate with like a noble family that's hosting them for the night or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to dismiss our party of 8?
Seems like as
They're
good a time as any. Well, they could be useful for speaking to people.
Let's tell them to stick around for at least like another day.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we? I'm gonna trust Koibu not to metagame because I don't think he would do this ever. Because Koibu's a good person. But if I were these guys and I knew we've told them that we're here to kill Gilroy, right? If I was them, I would immediately try to find them and say, hey, I've got some really important information for you. There are 3 people that are incredibly powerful. They have dragon armor. They've got all this shit. Like, you pay me enough gold, I'll tell you, like, what they're up to. And they would do it. That would be worth it. Like, oh, yeah, I'll give you 400 gold.
Well, that means that your character's super evil, because these people have been traveling with us for 2 weeks.
These people are just vagabonds and thieves.
No. These people are
Freedom
literally like the
fighters.
Freedom Fighters Rebellion. These are probably the good people that you want.
They might have been that at one point, but they're still like they almost robbed us when we first met them. Remember? If they
Correct,
didn't,
because they thought that we were Verasi people in our armor and shit.
okay, maybe I read.
Okay,
into
I don't
that-
want to argue about this. It's gonna take too long. It doesn't matter. I
Well-
don't care to argue about this. So.
Okay, I mean, like this could be a campaign ending if we wake up and we're all
Sure,
dead because they
then
went and told them. So I mean, if you want to skip that part,
I
okay, we
don't
can just skip that
care.
and assume that's not gonna happen.
I don't
Okay.
care.
I say we
Okay.
keep them on the payroll until we're done. That way
Yeah,
they've got no reason to betray us.
You're Q Anton right now.
What?
You're being
That's-
Q Anton.
I'm okay.
Let's keep them on the payroll. We've got Verasi gold to pay them with. Let's just keep them on side. I mean, it can't hurt, right?
Sure. What do you think we should do?
Go do your thing.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is find out where they are, what situation they're in. So you're right in that spying on them is the best chance.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree with that.
I'll do it.
Okay, so you wait for nightfall
Yep.
and head out into the town to look for these dragon knights. How are you going to find them?
I imagine that if they were entering or leaving the town, how many entrances or exits are there to the city?
Let's see. There is one main road that heads away from the swamp, and then there are a couple of trails that head off into the nearby villages and the woods and the plains where there's some farms and whatnot. But the one main road is the one you came in on.
Sure, I'd probably slink around there for a while and see if anybody comes in or out. I imagine these people are going to be incredibly obvious. It's probably going to be onlookers gawking. They're going to stick out like a sore thumb in all of their armor and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you hang out by the main road for a couple hours. You see some random people traveling in, some random people traveling out, a group of drunken locals heading out to one of the nearby villages after a long night of drinking. Yeah, you see a couple of people, lovers, whisking away in the nighttime to be amorous in the woods, away from onlookers and whatnot. But no sign of dragon knights.
Did we have a reason to think they'd be coming back here today? They mentioned that they want to.
I thought.
Did they already?
Yeah, they're recovering from their wounds, right?
Yeah, they're recovering from their wounds. They're here.
Okay. Because normally I would go to a tavern or listen. Like I have to walk around everywhere because I don't know what the fuck anybody's saying. I guess. If I walk around through like all the major taverns, how big is this town again? Is this like a major, huge city or just like a medium-ish kind of town?
It's a medium town, so
there's not like hundreds of
3,000
taverns.
people, 5,000 people, maybe.
Okay. Can I kind of like go between the taverns and see if I can spot like what has guards outside, like what seems to be a little bit more maybe one type of tavern will have a couple stationed outside that seems a little bit more protected than the others.
Give me a perception check as you go through this area. You're walking down the main drag of town, and you can see that there's this lot of land that is mostly empty, looks kind of overgrown, except for the brand new, meticulous condition house that is built on it. That looks like it was built today, and yet the entire rest of the lot looks completely overgrown. There's not even like a path leading up to the front door. There is something unusual and magical standing out about this hut, this house.
So obviously I'm activating my ring of seeing here to kind of like take a look around. What do I see? I'm especially curious if I see anybody trying to look out at me or anybody standing guard outside. I don't want to be spotted doing this.
Right. You can see right away that this is definitely a magical building. It is a single-story domicile. It is maybe a... Let me do some quick math here. It's like, 15 feet on a side, so it's not super big, but it's also, fairly good-sized little cabin here. It's got a chimney. It's got some shutters on it. It's got some windows. It's got a door. But you can't see in through the windows. It's as if the windows are like greased or opaque in some way. They're one way, or not visible, just enough to let some light through. The outside of it, as I mentioned before, looks brand fucking new, including the front door area where there's like a little spot of dirt, and then you see some like bent over grass that leads in a trail up to the door, as if someone who has recently walked out and back into the building. There's not much to say about it other than it's made out of stone.
Gotcha. And you said for the size of this, it was fairly small, you said, right?
I think it's like 15 feet on a side.
Okay, gotcha. So likely 4 people inside. It's unlikely that there's like 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 people inside this place, unless they're like crammed in there, right?
Right.
How far away is this from where we're sleeping? Our tavern?
15 minutes down the street.
Okay. I don't think there's any more information I can gather from here. Nobody, if I stand around for like 20-ish minutes, nobody is like walking up and back and forth. There's people from the town communicating, or nobody coming by to look or anything, or...
No, it's pretty late at night. You already spent like a couple hours checking out the front road. So it's just, there's a light on inside, but no one's coming around. Even the street that you're on is pretty dead at this hour. There's like a singing happy drunk on the corner, 150 feet away from you, but that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. Could I go, I'll go back and I'll communicate with Emmerich and Anton. And I'll tell them everything I saw, and I'll ask Emmerich, is there a way that perhaps if you get closer, you can scry on them inside, or?
Perhaps, but depending on how strong they are, and we think they are strong, they could notice, and if they know that they're being scried on, then that kind of makes things more difficult for us. You said they were in some immaculate house in the middle of nowhere. Sounds like a spell to me.
Of course.
Leomund's lamentable mansion or something like that. Lasts for a night. They probably have to recast it every day.
Well, that's a spell slot gone for the wizard.
It's a high-level spell. More than I could cast.
So what do we think? Do we try to kill them in their little magical house?
Yeah, I think we just kill him in the house. We get our friends to maybe help us. They know that he's wounded.
They already said they're not going to help fight them, right?
Yeah, they're not going to help.
I mean, they might have said that, but we can ask again.
We can't just roll on the front door.
I mean,
why not?
We could it seems crazy, but we could wait until the middle of the night, and we could literally just push in as quickly as possible and try to kill them
ourselves, and we push in and we go.
And try to kill them. I mean, how would we survive such an attack?
They could have alarm spells, things like that, set up in the house.
Sure,
Likely,
but even with an alarm spell,
open the door.
we open the door and they begin to wake up, but what? We're already in their rooms fighting.
It's not a big place, is it?
No, it was very small. Yeah, sounds like Emmerich here is familiar with the spell, so he might know more details about the interior than I.
Yeah, maybe. You don't think you could sneak in, Teriel, through a window or something?
I don't know. I've never
There's an
snuck
alarm
into a magical house before.
I think if we can pre-buff and they're not ready, that's our best chance. But it's still going to be risky. What are the choices, though? If we wait long enough for them to leave town again, try and fight in the swamp, maybe stalk them invisibly.
That's when they're going to be at their most powerful, right?
They'll be back at full strength. Yeah, their wounded man will have recovered. We could wait for them to get into a fight with something more dangerous, though.
I nap you now. You get your spells. I'm ready. I think we go as soon as we can, like as soon as physically possible.
The doors might be magically locked. I could learn a spell to deal with that.
Knock?
Yeah.
You stone skin us all.
Yeah.
I'll have buffs.
If I cast Stone Skin on everyone, what spell am I giving up there? Nothing really. Because the other way of doing it is if we if I cast all the stone skins on you in the morning and then we nap, I can refresh those spell slots. Whereas if we just nap now and stone skin everyone, then I won't have like improved strength, which could be helpful.
I don't think, for me, improved strength was like +1 to hit in it or something. I think it was like worthless, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it went stack with your belt. I mean, it could be pretty good on Anton, but it only lasts 1 round per level, and once it runs out, you're exhausted. So yeah, it might not be worth it.
Yeah, and like think about it. If they're healing and stuff, I mean, like they're at their weakest now, right? They're probably not going to have all their buffs still cast. They've had to use at least 1 on the house. They maybe used more on the on any healing spells they've used. Like they should be running pretty low on magic, and we're like fully ready to go. We're like well rested and everything, right?
Yeah, I think
Haste.
you go the sooner the better. Like,
Haste?
Probably, yeah.
probably yeah, haste or slow
Both, right?
if you can. Yeah.
Lightning bolt's not going to be much use inside a house. All right, if that's the plan, I guess that's the plan. Knock the door, just bust in. Blow up whoever we see first.
The only worry is there any way that they can keep us out of the house?
Just the door will be magically locked, I think. That's all.
And we'll knock
There'll be
open
an
it?
alarm.
Can we dispel the
Yeah.
house if needed?
Dispel the house. That's a good idea. Wait, what if we dispel the house? Any of them on the... Was it 2 stories, Tyrell?
No, it was only 1 story. But if we dispel the house, they'll be completely and totally unprepared. Do we have a dispel scroll or a spell with us?
Anton could learn dispel.
I could learn to spell, but I just worry it's gonna fail. But yeah, I could learn it.
It could fail, but if it fails, we just carry on with the original plan. They won't know that a dispel had been failed.
Sure.
This guy can't be that much more powerful than you.
No, probably not. Oh well, it's not. This isn't a cleric spell. This is a wizard spell.
Sure, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
and it comes down to level, right?
You're not gonna let us do this episode, are you, Koibu? 0 chance.
0 chance. That battle would take way too long. We're already near our
Let's
end.
just end now. I don't want to talk about it if we're gonna cuck us.
Okay, we can do the planning next time. And aside from like actual planning of the battle, is there anything else that you want to get done today in preparation? Anything else you want to learn about the town? Any other things you want to get at? Because we got time. We could figure out more stuff about Swampside if you want.
I don't think there's
Any
anything
other
that
context you need? Don't need anything. You found your enemies. It's
we
just
found
time to
them.
kill
I
them.
don't. Yeah,
Just
well, because we
open
can't
the
talk to
door.
anybody here, so fuck them, right?
Yeah, just open the door and stab the things, and then you're done.
Yep.
True. Yeah, we'll
No,
figure it out. We'll
it's
probably
needed.
discuss between now and next week how exactly we want to do it. But yeah.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing it happen.
Okay. Well, I'll bring us back to our intro screen. I think we have a couple questions. If you guys want to ask questions, you can always subscribe to the Patreon, and you can submit them there. Question for May 13th session for Koibu. Who were the 3 most satisfying PC kills you've ever caused as a DM and why? Jesus. Koibu's not going to answer this one.
All right. First most satisfying PC death was Vincent Longbourn. He got the whole party got super cocky. They were so sure of themselves. They were behind enemy lines in Solemn, fighting against the armies of Verossi, and they were so sure of themselves that he's like, whatever, I just go to the weapon store, and this douchebag breaks in. He's got 2 bodyguards. Fuck it, I'm just gonna kill them all, and tried to single-handedly take on these people without asking any questions about what they were wearing or with their gear. I'm like, great. So these knights with their plate mail, and then partway through the battle, once he figures out what their AC is, like, hold on, wait a minute, they've got armor? Shouldn't you have mentioned that? I'm like, but you said you wanted to fight them and kill them, so we just did. And he got slaughtered just by hubris, by pure, I've killed everything in my path, I shouldn't have to worry about random NPCs. And he died, and it ended the whole campaign. That was really satisfying.
Jeez.
Instead of giving you my second most satisfying one, I'll give you my least satisfying character death.
Uh-oh.
And that would be Verissa. who died to an electric eel. She was trying to swim through a lake to find a thing. I rolled a random encounter with an electric eel, and just due to like underwater combat penalties, there was no way she was ever gonna fight it, and it just like stung her to death, and it was really sad and pathetic. And it was like, great, epic character murdered by a random electric eel because she can't fight in combat in a lake. That was sad and depressing.
Damn.
My third most satisfying character death, I would have to say, I've already forgotten his name, but he was the wizard that Odam picked up at the very end, who also was full of hubris and thought he could just take on the whole world, and was behind enemy lines in an enemy town and got wrecked really quickly.
That is such bullshit. You fucked me so hard on that. I can't believe you would say that. God damn.
I still remember when he was holding into all those spells, and there were enemies coming, and Nick was like, "Oh yeah, I'll just take my sword out and fight them all one at a time."
Every time a player's like, "I got this, everybody. Don't even worry. This is easy," and then gets slaughtered, it like makes me all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, all right.
It's all the confident players that die due to overconfidence. That's the joy.
Well, it's not like unconfident players are going to die due to overconfidence, right? But
I guess that was a little bit of a tautology.
All right. Well, should be back next week, normal time. Nick, shout out.
Yes. Well, now that I'm a partner streamer, please come over to my Twitch stream, AG_GreenZag. Hopefully soon to just be GreenZag, so people can stop asking me about that. You can go over there, you can click follow. That'll help me out. You know, we'll probably be talking about planning for this fight. We'll talk about Tides of Death, maybe do some of Shadow Arena. Some good shit going on, so, you know, hopping by.
Moody Booty Cakes.
I ain't getting none today.
Okay. And Koibu, what's your next campaign?
We got some Pawns patrons on my channel this Saturday, but you guys should go and sub to everyone here that you can physically sub to.
Okay.
True.
All right. Well, have fun. After this, I'll probably play Terraria and maybe start later tonight. We'll review the Hunter and Lawrence Southern conversation. That might still be ongoing, so that should be fun. Wow. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. Peace out.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.